Dong. Dong. Oh, oh, what was that? That was a noise. What was that noise? What does that noise mean? I need to mute myself. No, wait. Let me turn myself up a little more. Let me turn myself up a little more. Oh, there we go. Let me turn myself up a little more. Oh, there we go. All right, now I can mute myself because that echo I can only imagine is very annoying. So, yes. Welcome, folks. Dino is going to read. I'm Dino. Hello. As you can see, I look like your typical wrestling fan. But, yes, we're going to be reading this today. Where's the fucking month? November 1995 version of the World Wrestling Federation magazine. Provided by my lovely friend, just a gal who loves wrestling. Let's see. Yes. So, upon inspection, there are some pages that she tore out. I'm pretty sure that she put it up on her wall or on her ceiling. I don't know her preference for it. So, if anybody is taking count of the pages that I read, let me know how many are missing, and I will have to just improvise. That's right, folks. I'm going to improvise because that is what I do. It's what I do best. So here we go. Oh, by the way, let's see. Javon Maverick? Or is it Zyvon? Zyvon? Maverick, thank you for the follow. I see Cyborg Life, you followed me. And Alicia Warrior Princess, thank you for following me too. Alright, so here we go. We're going to read this. If you have this issue for some reason, read along. If you found it on the internet, please read along. Until then, you're just going to be looking at my mug. I will show you the pictures that I'm reading after. We're going to do it old school style. By that meaning, when I was in school, they would read and then they would show you the picture. Because there's no way in hell I could read a magazine like this. Unless, of course, well, I don't know. We could possibly do that. All right, we're going to try it this way. Okay? There's my wrestling corner. All right, so, starting from the top. The night the igloo melted, SummerSlam revisited. World Wrestling Federation magazine. Let's see here. Calling all creatures, The Undertaker leads his brigade of darkness into the new generation. See, if he would have did the motorcycle thing with this gimmick, I think I would have liked it a lot more. I mean, we got what we got. Hello, everybody. Hello. Actually, my name is silent, so it's just Ivan. Is it Ivan or Ivan? See, that's the thing. So many pronunciations and names. But I thank you so much for the follow, Maverick. You are wonderful, and your name is awesome. Hello? Ivan. Okay, Ivan. I will American the shit out of that. Hi, Jay Harley. Hey, how's it going, Drake? Hello, Austin. Austin! Okay, so here we go. November 1995. This cost $2.95 in America, $3.95 in Canada, £1.95 in the UK, but it was printed in the USA. And then we have The Hitman Speaks on the regaining of the Federation title. Makes it sound more kind of like an evil kind of thing. But we start things off here. Oh, thank you, Hot Shot Rollins. Thank you for the follow. We're going to go ahead and read this, and we're starting things off with a Clearasil ad. A Clearasil advert. So let's go ahead. Oh, son of a bitch. It is a spiral. So I'm going to have to turn this as I read it. So here we go. Everything's out of Kwa. I'm pretty sure it's whack. Completely off kilter. Evil Blackhead arrives. Armies erupt without warning. Take me as a hostage. What the fuck is this advert? Take me as a hostage in bold letters. Then laugh even harder and multiply. Well, die, you zombie zit invaders. Die, because I have a secret weapon, which is mightier than you. Mightier than you, which cleans way down deep with more killer stuff than the #1 pad to blast you into the next galaxy, and which in fact is this wicked little pad from Clearasil. Clearasil. The fuck is it? Double textured paths. Why he decided to tell a big declarative space speech when it's just clearly a spiral, and then a clear cell, like it cleaned his head off. It cleaned his head. See, there's the shoulders. It cleaned his head completely off. So, you know, that's just how it is in the clear cell world. That's why I used Oxy. So, yes. So here we go, folks. Table of contents. If you saw my sample posting, thank you to those who donated for all this madness to happen today. Let me adjust my tray. There we go. My station, I should say. Yes, I read these, so let's go ahead and read these again. This time, it's not much of a big surprise on page 28. But here we go. Table of Contents, Volume 14, Number 11. Features. 18. Page 18. Zeroing in on the hitman, Brett Uncensored, in the line of fire. 22. 22! Oh, man! The Undertaker on The Undertaker. What makes his bell toll? 28. Here's the weird one. Hooked on fishing. Bam Bam attempts to reel in the youngsters. Weird. Page 35. The night the igloo melted. SummerSlam scorches the Steel City. Oh, thank you, Electric Funk. All right, let's see here. Here we see a picture of Bam Bam holding his rod to reel in the youngsters. It's like, even back then, you think they would just be like, don't you think this seems kind of weird, no matter what the intention is? But, hey, what do I know? It was 1995. It was different back then. No, not really, but only the fashions. By the way, look at Bam Bam's fishing gear. This is dope. Some denim Dan Bigelow here. I love it. Page 2, Secret Superstar, which is, Heel Maggle, thank you so much for the 1-month tier subscription. Greatly appreciated. Ooh, confetti. It says first subscription. So there is that. Exactly. These titles are fucking weird. So here we go. Secret Superstar on page 2, which I doubt will be the David Cross singing in the bathroom on Mr. Show with Bob and David. Page 3, Federation Fanatics. Page 4, Letters to the Editor. Page 6, That's Entertainment. Page 8, From Rookies to Legends. Page 10, Tales from the Turnbuckle. 14, Advice to the Lovelorn. I think that's probably one of the pages that is torn out, so we will definitely try to improvise once the reading is done. Page 16, Superstar Pinup. 26, Video Game Review. Page 50, Superstar Pinup again. Oh, man. This is the full spread. Page 52, another Superstar Pinup. I'm pretty sure she took all these out. 54, Barred from the Back. 56, Pin 'em Down. Page 58, Private Eye, based on the Hall & Oates song. 60, For Kids Only. Page 62, Ask Brett. Ooh, that should be a good one. And page 64, Scoop Sullivan. Scoop Sullivan. So that should be interesting. Okay. So here we go, guys. We're going to read this entire thing. Oh, thank you again, those of you who donated and retweeted and everything. That means a lot. That means a lot to me. Okay, here we go. Oh, boy, what a picture this is, folks. Can you guess the Secret Superstar? This month's Secret Superstar doesn't mind getting mud underneath his fingernails and everywhere else. Let's take a look at that. Can you guess who that is? Who is that? I don't know if they have the answer. I am pretty sure that is Henry Godwin, or Naked Midian, or those are the only ones I could really think of because that was the gig back then. So, well, Maggle, if you followed me on Twitter instead of just constantly hitting me up on Discord where nobody really posts anything, then you would see that I'm doing this, man. I'm an interesting person. I don't just hang out in the voice chat, But the fact that you're here and the 1-month subscription, or the first tier subscription, it means a lot to me. So thank you. So you are doing something about it. I appreciate that. So here we go, folks. Here are the hints. Are you ready for this? If you need hints on this one. This month's Secret Superstar's favorite actor appeared in the television show Green Acres. Now, I have to know, how many of you in the chat right now know what the hell that is? So, hint number 2. A firm belief of this month's Secret Superstar is that y'all should be put in jail for eating Oscar Mayer bacon and Campbell's pork and beans. That's hint number 2. Hint number 3. Latroff There you go. Le Trough is the name of this month's Secret Superstar's favorite restaurant. Le Trough. And hint number 4. This month's Secret Superstar has read Charlotte's Web over 500 times. The Secret Superstar is... you know, it says here the answer is on page 64. Let me see if they have that. If not, then we will never know. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. Okay. And so here we go. We're going to read the Federation Magazine staff. So here we go. General Manager Robert S. Mitchell. Editor Vincent Russo. So there's going to be some fucking swerves in this magazine. You think that one wrestler is in here, and I'm going to swerve it on you, okay? And we're not going to see that bald piece of shit Hulk Hogan anywhere in these pages because it's 1995 and he's already defected. So there you go. All right. And then you see photography director Stephen H. Taylor, creative director Jane Mahoney, no relation to Balls, production manager Georgette McClure. You may remember her from such other magazines as issue number 43. Let's see. Technical advisor Howard Finkel was the technical advisor of this World Wrestling Federation magazine. So there we have that one. Copy editor Midge Bacon. Midge Bacon. That's a good name. That is a good name. Field editor Keith Elliott Greenberg. That's like a Blue Blood kind of thing. I like that. Assistant art director Troy Santi. There you go, Troy Santi. Staff photographer Tom Buchanan. Photo editor Donna Schmerzler. Oh boy. Advertising director Craig Casanelli. And sales assistant Lisa Fox. And they put a address and phone number. We will not be displaying that information because chances are it has probably changed, and I don't know how people feel about that right now. So there's that. There is some fine print here, but it is mostly code. Oh, it's an offer, but it's really fucking small, and that is going to take a lot of energy to read that. So I think you guys will be bored with that. So Federation Fanatics. We have Robert Mueller Jr., age 10, from Los Angeles, California. His school is Macy Intermediate. His future ambition? To be a wrestler. This young man right here, who looks like Manny from Modern Family, but, you know, the earlier stages of it. His favorite wrestlers, his favorite Federation superstars, Bret the Hitman Hart and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Least favorite Federation superstars, Owen Hart and Mr. Bob Backlund. So, he doesn't like good technical wrestling is what I'm saying. So there's that. Let's see here. It says I'm dropping frames. I don't know what the fuck that means because I'm not really a pro at this. So let's go ahead and get back to this. Yeah, right. So let's see here. What I like about the World Wrestling Federation when Shawn and Bret are the Federation champions. We sure are saying Federation a lot. We're saying Federation a lot in this magazine instead of World Wrestling Federation or WWF. So we really want to put across that this is a federation. And I hate good technical wrestling, but I'm just a kid, so don't give me any shit. All right, I got to go out for milk. All right, and then we have here, if I were the president of the World Wrestling Federation, I would, there's two I woulds, by the way. I would fire the people who cheat. Kid, I mean, come on. That's what keeps the matches exciting, man. Ugh. See here, what I do when I'm not watching the World Wrestling Federation, I am at Bible study. So something tells me that this kid has already seen the shit that's around him, and so he's already converted to Ted DiBiaseism. He's at that Bible study. And a lot of you don't know this. Is that this kid right here, who loves Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and goes to Bible study. He later on go on to become a wrestler, and this kid's name is Steve Slip Sting Borden. So there you go. There you go, folks. We have pulled back the curtain. That is Sting. All right, the second superstar fanatic, Lucas Moser, age 14, from Lodz, Poland. Ooh. His future ambition, a basketball player. His favorite Federation superstars are The Undertaker and Bret the Hitman Hart. His least favorites, Jerry Lawler and Mr. Bob Backlund. They really didn't like Bob Backlund back then. But then again, he was a crazy asshole who wouldn't let go of the crossface chicken wing. What I liked best about the World Wrestling Federation, the excitement and the live pay-per-view. So just the one. Which, I mean, I didn't know what regional restrictions were at that time. But, yeah, so there's that. If I were the president of the World Wrestling Federation, I would give Undertaker a shot at the title. Something tells me this kid went on to have the book later on in his life. What I do when I'm not watching the World Wrestling Federation, I play Game Boy and study. That's good. Live life, kid. So, he played Game Boy. So, looking at the picture of this young gentleman holding a... I can't really tell if it's a cat. It looks like a bear cub. So, this child holding a bear cub in a full, like... This, you could tell this is a heavy sweater that he's rocking. What type of game in the Game Boy do you think he was playing at that time? Me, personally, I'm going to say Castlevania, maybe. Or possibly, just for a twist of it, 7-Up Spot. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is MJF. Who knows? It looks like MJF. Maybe this is MJF. I mean, the hair and everything. Mario Land, okay. That's a standard. So there you have it, folks. Fan Fanatics. Ooh, letters to the editor. This should be fun. We got some interesting pictures in here on this one. We got a fan art of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This is actually pretty good. Look at the details that this kid or this person put on that one. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like the detail on the gear and stuff. That's not bad. So, here we go. Let's see here. This is from Tim Borden. That's the Tim, brother of Steve Borden. Wow. The connections are so close together. All right, here we go, folks. There's a film reel of Diesel. I mean, who wouldn't want... Oh, these are stamps. It looks like film reels, but these are stamps of Kevin Nash or Diesel and Razor Ramon. Look at these fucking pictures right here. Let me see if I can get that. There's Kevin Nash with a shit-eating grin, and there's Scott Hall with a couple of drinks in him. Hey, yo. So there's that. So yes, welcome, folks. Welcome to this insanity. That's paid for. So, ow. All right, here we go. I'm going to read the first letter to you. No real pictures of this one. We're going to show you the other ones, though, as they progress. But, dear editor, let's see. A while back, I wrote you a letter in regards of Owen Hart getting a title shot. I never received a response from you. Now I want this letter to go directly to President Monsoon. Ooh, this was past the Jack Tunney era. Okay. Owen told his fans that one day he would have the World Wrestling Federation title belt. Thus far, he hasn't received a fair chance. If he doesn't soon, I'm going to stop buying this magazine. Gregory Miller, Gainesville, Florida. Good kid. Good kid. I mean, he wanted to see the better Hart, in my opinion, get the shot, and possibly take the company to new heights. So there we go. Here is the response from the editor. Dear Gregory, why Owen's not getting a title shot has anything to do. Why Owen's not getting a title shot has anything to do with whether or not you buy the magazine. I have no idea. Gregory, my friend, I am not matchmaker. I am editor of the World Wrestling Feder. World Wrestling Feder. This is the one time that they could have used the word federation, but decided not to. They decided to just put Feder. So there's that. Hi, Alicia. So yes, the editor just didn't take any shit from this guy. He's just straight up like, look, dude, I don't know why that you're gonna buy the magazine or you don't, but I don't make the matches here. So what do I care? All right, here we go. This is the next one here. Oh, okay. This is Brandon. Hello, dear editor. Hi, my name is Brandon. I'm going to be 11 years old next month. I just had to write to tell you about my new room. My mom was redoing my bedroom, and I thought it would be cool to have it done Undertaker style. Nice. So this kid is like, he's kind of going into the goth phase, And he's got the most badass posters. Okay, I'll finish reading this. I'll be before I digress. My mom was, I thought it would be cool to have it Undertaker style. He is my all-time favorite wrestler. We painted the walls purple and hung all kinds of Undertaker posters on the walls. There isn't anything in the room that isn't black, purple, or white. Why white, though? I mean, shouldn't it be gray? Well, whatever. Here are some pictures of my new room. Brandon Giggly from Brewer, Massachusetts. To where the editor said, "Dear Brandon, neat room. I just hope that it doesn't give you any nightmares," in big bold letters. So here's a corner of this kid's room. It's pretty rad. Look at this. He's got a little coffin, and he's got his purple chair and his little stool nightstand and stuff. And then, I mean, look at these posters. Look at those Undertaker posters. Those are pretty dope. Like, this one's cool, but, you know, this one right here, this is the one to own. Like, I would put that shit on my wall, even though, like, I'm not the biggest Undertaker fan, but I think this is pretty awesome. So, yeah, good room. Good room, kid. All right, here's the next one. Oh, this is an incredible picture. Let's see here. All right, so here's a picture of Kevin Nash, or Diesel, with some athletes here, I believe. So it says here, left to right, Candice Escarino. They really put some fucky font. I think it's papyrus. They actually used papyrus for the font of these young athletes. So Candice Escardino, Carrie Piccolo, and Julie Easter. Look at how happy Kevin Nash is. That's a sweet picture. That's swell. Plus, you know, he could really rock the ponytail back then. Kevin Nash, ladies and gentlemen. Great individual. All right, let's get to the first letter here. Dear Editor, I'm deeply concerned about the disappearance of Double J and the Roadie. The last time I saw them was at In Your House, and I haven't heard from them since. Wahapa. Signed, Rob Kaczynski. There we go. From Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Or Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Pennsylvanians. Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Dear Rob. This is the editor. Dear Rob. Well, Rob, following In Your House, Double J and the Roadie apparently left the building for good. Whether or not they were with their baby, I have absolutely no idea. Nobody from the World Wrestling Federation, oh, he finished it that time, has heard a word from them. If anything further develops on the situation, I'll be the first one to let you know. The editor. So that is the first letter on this page. Pardon my beads here. It is hot as balls in California. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, so remember when I was giving them shit for putting World Wrestling Feder? Well, on the next page, a letter starts with Asian. Federation. Why even put it on that page? You could have just put the small letter on the other side. Dipshits. Okay, so let's finish the complaint for Gregory here. I am the editor of the World Wrestling Federation magazine. I want Owen to get his due just like the next guy. But unfortunately, that's not my decision. Mr. Monsoon, if you're reading this, please make this match happen so that Gregory will continue to buy the magazine. Thank you. That's just bad page spreading right there. I'm really upset by that. But, yes, so the next letter is, Dear Editor, my name is Andre Cooper. I'm 14 years old, 5 foot 8 inches tall. Jesus, that's a tall kid. And 160 pounds. In about 9 or 10 years, I intend on being World Wrestling Federation superstar by the name of Andre Hitman Cooper. Because, you know, you take the name, automatically you're shooting to the top. So, Andre Hitman Cooper. Bret Hart is my role model, obviously. He has been my favorite superstar all my life. My question is, how do I come in contact with the World Wrestling Federation 10 years from now? So I need you to jump into the future and tell me how to get a hold of you in that time, in 2007. So, and if I do you think Bret would be my manager? No, he will not. That is a harsh reality, kid, that you've got to, like, I really wonder if this kid was just like, fuck, Bret left. Now he's never going to be my manager. Well, I guess I got to go to WCW. And then Brat just retires and charges way too much to take a picture with him. But let's see. You think Bret would be my manager? When I get into the World Wrestling Federation, my goal is to follow in the Hitman's footsteps and maybe someday become a legend myself. Andre Hitman Cooper, Bodymore, Murderland. Baltimore, Maryland. There you go. Let's see. Dear Hitman, says the editor. Andre, if you believe in yourself and work hard towards your goals, you can become anything that you want to be. Bret Hart had a dream, and look at him now. Don't ever let people discourage you, and don't ever give up on the things that you really want out of life. Go for it. That's very nice. That's very humbling. Honestly, I hope the kid became a wrestler and found a better name. In fact, let's go ahead, and fans, I want to know what wrestler nowadays, it could be your local hero, or it could be a big name on the independent circuit. Who do you think young Hitman Andre became? Mr. Andre Cooper. So, yeah, Bret Hart had a dream, a family, and a business. So harsh. That is so harsh to say. Let me take a swig here. Good vodka. Water. Oh, and here we go. On that one, while you're doing that, oh, he became Jervis. Aww.
Oh, how delightful. Oh, I started with a dream. Oh, wait, let me do this proper. Let me do this properly. Oh, I started with a dream, and I wrote a letter to World Wrestling Federation magazine, and I wanted to be Andre Hitman Cooper, and they gave me a nice, pleasant letter back to me telling me that I could be anything that I want as long as I put my mind to it, and so thus I became something more than a hitman, because I figured hugs are better than hits, and I became Jervis Hugman Cottonbelly. Or Gentleman Cottonbelly. So there you go. Oh, shit. Am I... Ooh! Why did I say that?
Ooh, I better take this hat off now. There we go. Enough of that, folks. All right? So let's go ahead. I'm not... Oh, wow. What if Andre Hitman Cooper became Danhausen? A complete force of nature, an enigma in himself. All to him. He just like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to be the Hitman. I'm going to be Danhausen. The greatest thing ever. So yes, there we go. So there's that. While we're finishing off this page in this section of the magazine, let's see here. Carol Cripps did this, The Face of Fear. This Undertaker masterpiece here. Look at that. Carol Cripps, ladies and gentlemen. That is quite extraordinary. And now, a funny thing here. Oh, this is definitely... Wow, okay. So, please direct all artwork, photos, and letters to Vince Russo, editor of the World Wrestling Federation magazine. So Vince Russo was in charge of this. Says a lot in the responses. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, that's Entertainment. They really stretch with the puns here. This is very was it James or Jaime Vanderbeek from Twitter. Yes, that's Entertainment. Matt. So it's kooky. It's a kooky kind of cat. Here we go. Man Mountain Rocks album review of Bon Jovi these days. Now, mind you, I have no fucking idea how Man Mountain Rock sounds, so we're going to go ahead and base it off of this picture. This picture of Man Mountain Rock, we are going to base this impression off of. Oh boy, here we go. So, okay, here we go. I was a big Bon Jovi fan when they first came out. I love their first album, especially the song She's a Little Runaway. It had a really raw sense. There was a lot of guts to it, good vibes, and it had some really great metal. Though, throughout their career, Bon Jovi continued on in the same fashion, and their new album these days doesn't deviate much from their norm. Unfortunately, since their first album, I haven't been that impressed with Bon Jovi music of this nature. Eventually wears very thin, with me because this text is not as strong as I'd like it to be. Yet, by the same token, all Bon Jovi albums, this one is no exception. My Guitar Lies Bleeding in My Arms has an excellent riff in it. I'm sure that Richie Sambora had a lot to do with the writing of this song. I'm a huge Sambora mark. Ooh, a mark. Using the wrestling term in an article in a magazine for kids. So kids are like, what is a mark? And thus the smart mark was born. Thanks, Man Mountain Rock, you fuck. Okay, let's see here. Where's the mark line? There you go. I've always liked his style and always thought he was a great guitar player. On the other hand, John Bon Jovi's voice never quite had the qualities that I really like. I also find it hard to believe that John Bon Jovi knows what it feels like at this point in life to be singing today about running away to a hotel, never having money, and being down and out the streets. I just don't think that Bon Jovi's music is being personal enough to us. To sum it all up, these days sounds more like a production album than an album from the heart. To me, that's the main reason it's lacking. Wow, Mr. Mark Kermode over here of music, where Man Mountain Rock, really getting deep with the music here. So yeah, that is that's kind of a Russo touch to it. Man Mountain Rock really laying it thick on Bon Jovi. I mean, we know who got the last laugh on that one. So here we go. Mr. Backlund's Library, Sir Winston Churchill by Daniel Gilbert. So Bob Backlund is going to do the next review. Okay, here we go. Personally, I never thought that there was anybody that Mr. Backlund would... oh, it's a different guy. What the fuck? Why is this guy doing a review of Bob Backlund reading Winston Churchill? This is upsetting to me. This is really upsetting to me. So, hang on. Let me see here. I got a message. I gotta take this. What is going on here? That's really upsetting. Okay. I was checking on my mom. All right, so yeah, Man Mountain Rock. We're more like Man Mountain Lily Pad. So I mean, they got a guy here talking about Bob Backlund reading Winston Churchill. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But here we go. So Backlund speaks in the third person. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna do it this way. Personally, I never thought that there was anybody that Mr. Backlund would idolize, but I idolize this man, Sir Winston Churchill. When I finished reading this book, I cried. I did not want this man to die because of the things that he believed in. Let it be known that Sir Winston Churchill, not the great General Dwight Eisenhower, carried the United States, England, on and all their allies during World War II. Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874. He became Prime Minister of England in May of 1940. Did you jot down those dates, boys and girls? The evil forces that be in England tried to keep him out of politics because they were envious of his power, but they failed. The people insisted that he become the Prime Minister of England. Once he was given that position, he didn't govern for some office the way they do today. He went out in the field and visited the troops while there was a war going on. He didn't call a battlefield on the cellular telephone the way they do today. He jumped on an airplane and marched right up to the front lines. Here's a picture of Backlund reading, by the way. This will help me with the reading. Churchill's main goal was to be the best representative that he could be for his country. He didn't serve a political party like Democrats and Republicans do. He fought for his people. When he died in 1965, it broke my heart. And I never even met the man. I believe what children should attain from the life of Sir Winston Churchill is the value of learning how to write and speak articulately. As a youth,
That's what he had to do in order to communicate with his mother, because she had sent him away to school. He wrote letters to her on a daily basis that helped him become one of the greatest politicians ever. If he had written those letters in incorrect form, he might never have gotten where he did. Having a vocabulary available and being able to put words down on paper in the correct form are very important. People were afraid of Churchill because of his communication skills. He could convince people in a way that nobody else could. He would speak in front of an audience, and the crowd would be mesmerized by what came out of his mouth. I wish that I had met him. Ah!
Okay, so there's that. So there we go. That's that part of the magazine. We got another one here from legendary pervert Jerry Lawler. So yeah, Jerry Lawler is the King's movie review, Judge Dredd, starring Sylvester Stallone, not Carl Urban, not the good one, but the legendary one, with Armand Assante and Rob Schneider. And who was the Joan Chen from Twin Peaks was in this, along with I forget who was his partner in it. She was I want to say Diane Lane, but I could be wrong. If you can look that up, then please by all means do. And yeah. And Balthazar Getty had a small part in it too. Good friend of David Arquette's. So here we go, folks. Gonna read this Diddler review. The King's movie review, Judge Dredd. There's no doubt at all in my mind that this movie should have been titled Judge Dreadful. They say that a great deal of money was budgeted to go to the special effects for this movie. Unfortunately, the biggest special effect of all was trying to make Stallone look young. I mean, the guy has so many wrinkles in his face that they can hold a three-day rain. His teeth have so much bridge work that when his leading lady kissed him, she had to pay a toll. Stallone's acting abilities really seem to be digressing back. To be digressing backwards. Throughout the film, they cut off a lot of words in this fucking magazine. Throughout the film, he constantly repeats the lines, "I knew you'd say that," over and over again. Well, Sly, being that you have ESP, you should have known that the critics were going to label this movie The Pits. We know what he meant. You should have called your mother's psychic nut hotline. What the fuck? Psychic nut hotline? What kind of a line is that? Okay, you should have called your mother's psychic nut hotline. The cards say that you're gonna... No, we're not going there. We are not going to there. We are not going to there. We are just gonna keep it right here. So, psychic nut hotline, I keep saying that. Before you signed on the dotted line to do this celluloid catastrophe. I think it was Jack Nicholson who said, "Let your costume do the acting." Well, he was filming Batman. Well, that was a part of the problem. Once Stallone took the costume off, the acting stopped, and the agony began. Well, what really amazes me about Judge Dreadful is that Stallone was looking to cash in on the sequels to this bomb. Well, let me just say, Judge Ito 2, 3, and 4 would make better movies. At this point, Stallone's best career move would be to do what Elvis did. Die. Oh my God, Jerry. Jesus. I mean, no matter which way you slice it, he's already a stiff at the box office. What a dick. Jerry Lawler is an asshole, and it was further proven. Scumbag. Pervert. Oh, Jerry Lawler, you dick. So that's it for that segment. Oh boy, here comes another wrestler. Okay. So this is not Waylon Mercer doing it. They're actually doing a profile on him. So there we go. Yeah, that was really just evil. I'm gonna need a few sips after this, but don't worry, we got a commercial break after. There we go. Rookies to legends, heroes of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Today's subject, Waylon Mercy. Height 6'7", weight 290 pounds, from Griffin, Georgia. Now I'm going to try to do this in the most kindest to my throat voice. Shall we do Mean Gene Okerlund or possibly Sean Mooney? Let's do Sean Mooney. Okay. Not much is known about the grifter from Griffin, Georgia. Named Waylon Mercy. Several months ago, he snuck into the Federation in a rather unspectacular way. Some even say that he crawled in through an open basement window. On the surface, Mercy appears much like a Southern gentleman. Upon entering the ring, he not only greets the referee with a handshake, but he also extends the olive branch to his unsuspecting opponent as well. The truth is, the trouble doesn't really begin until the chime is struck. Once the bell rings, then all heck breaks loose. Whoa, Sean! What the hell, dude? All heck? Language, buddy. All right. Mercy's in-ring tactics are that of a cold, callous madman. 1 minute, he is grinning at his opponent, ear to ear, comparable to the cute, chubby Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, while the next minute he is clawing at them with vicious abandon, resembling an untamed mountain lion that has missed a meal or two. Then, once the prey is helpless, the maniac unleashes with the crimson rage of a psychopath pumping in his weary veins. Waylon straitjackets his opponents, Hannibal Lecter style. This guy right here. With a devastating sleeper hold. According to Mercy, Federation superstars such as Diesel, Shawn Michaels, and Razor Ramon had better take heed, as lives are gonna be in my hands. Spoopy! Man, look at all the budget they spent on the rub-off tattoos for this gentleman. Look at that. Which, by the way, now, if you are going to go back and watch Waylon Mercy matches, try to keep track of his tattoos, because I'm sure with the high-definition transfer, you can can see them rub away. All right, let me grab something real quick here. It's very fitting. To deal with the beadiness of my forehead, because I tend to run hot. So, hey, yeah, you mind if I borrow this real quick here, buddy?
Oh, sure, go ahead. Oh, watch where you're putting your face there, pal.
Oh, don't worry, Hot Rod. I'm just using your kilt as a towel. Oh, okay. Enough of that. Ah. Oh, that feels better. Who invented the towel? Those of you in the chat, if you could tell me who invented the towel, or that would be fantastic. Let's see. Well, the HD transfer, you can see them move around like the Prince John. Oh, I have a mole. Yes. Towels are incredible. I just washed this too, so it's nice and fresh. I'm going to have to redo this again because we got a long ways to go, ladies and gentlemen. And let's get on with it. All right. An advertisement here, folks. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, fuck. There's a lot. Okay. The 1995 Fleer Ultra Football, introducing 3 innovations that redefine premium quality. 40% thicker. They're tougher, and thicker is with a CK, not 2 Cs. Let's see here. Regular football cards are printed on stock that measures only 14 points in thickness. 1995 Fleer Ultra Football cards feature 20-point stock. They're heavier, tougher, and more substantial. Or sustainable. Look at that. So how thick are you? This thick? Oh yeah, well I'm about this thick. Bam. Thicker than a candy bar, or whatever they say. Metallic ink on all backs. Embossed foil parallel set. 7 highly collectible inserts sets. 1 insert card in every pack. 1 of 10 Ultra Achievement insert cards odds. 1 to 7 packs. Wow, this is a lot of details for a fucking football card. It's a standard basic card font with gold foil stamping. 2 special print cards in every pack. 1 gold medallion edition and 1 limited edition insert card. Look at all this. For football cards, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you gotta hand it to the advertisements back then. They really put in the details to make it seem like it is a big deal to kids to collect these football cards. Some Turkish person invented it thousands of years ago. Thank you, Bagel. In the 1600s. But yes, there you go. Look at that. Look at all this detail for football cards. I mean, they had a starting lineup, I think, which was a form of sports figures, but they weren't really action figures. They were just statues, kind of in a way. You see them in Home Alone, actually. I think that's the best example when Kevin McAllister is trying out his BB gun that he took from Buzz's room, and he lines them up. Those are starting lineups. So they were interesting. Like, I was very lightly into sports when I was a kid, but yeah, I mean, what kind of kid didn't really have a little dip the toe in the sports pool at that time if they weren't athletic or whatnot? So, oh, you have a shit ton of those cards. That's cool. Pens. Starting lineup. I have some hockey ones. Nice. Yeah, the hockey ones were cool. The hockey ones and the basketball ones, I think, were the coolest ones to me, at least. But here we go. All right, let's get back to this.
Tales from the Turnbuckle. All you need to know.
I don't know why they put it in the scary font, but that is what it is. I mean, there's no real spoopiness to it at all on this page.
Unless American Online, a catacomb of perverts and everything else.
So yes, Tales from the Turnbuckle. All you need to know. Quote of the month. Okay, this is from Barry Horowitz, who I don't know what he sounds like. So, here we go. Oh, God, I don't want to do this. Okay, I don't want to do this one, but I'm going to do it. The quote of the month from Barry Horowitz. I'm not afraid of the Skip of the body Donis. Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm a little afraid of him. No, wait a minute. I mean, I'm a lot afraid of him, but nowhere near how afraid I was of that guy with the razor blade glove when he was a teenager. So, I assume he means Freddy Krueger. So, I sounded more like Jameson instead of Barry Horowitz. So there's that. There we go. Ooh, this next one is called Vince McMahon Floors Him On. Floors Him On? What the fuck does that mean? Oh, it's a 2-page spread. Okay, well, so we'll read the bottom one last. The next one is going to be Top 5. Top 5 reasons why Waylon Mercy will never appear on the late night show with David Letterman. All right, number 1. He's liable to shake Dave's hand, then kick him in the armpit, and then kick him and attempt to pull off what he thinks is a toupee. He'll probably attempt to put Paul in a sleeper hold if the bandleader refuses to let him play his harmonica with the CBS Late Night Orchestra. When Mujibur and Sirajul are visiting with Dave, he may attempt a hostile takeover of the souvenir shop. Number 4, he's allergic to cigar smoke. And number 5, his Rottweiler doesn't know any stupid pet tricks. And number 6, Buttafuoco. That's an old joke. That's an old fucking joke. I'm showing my age even more. But yes, there's that. Fuck Jameson. Okay, here we go.
All right, Vince McMahon floors him on American Online. Here's a picture of me owning him, flooring him on American Online.
How the hell does this work? Well, Mr. McMahon, you sign in, you put in the code and everything, and then you're able to surf the internet.
So it's surfing. What the hell is there's a screen, right? I can't really.
No, not that kind of surfing.
You've got mail. What the hell was that?
That's what I picture it turning into at that time. So here we go. The World Wrestling Federation recently broke into American Online's top 10 live event attendance list when Vince McMahon drew an audience of over 1,200 people on the Federation's first ever cyberspace chat. Wow. Vince's no-holds-barred stellar performance topped such celebrities as Jimmy Page and Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, Clueless star Alicia Silverstone, and Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner. When the final bell rang, Vince finished in 7th place, only 9 participants shy of Piano Man Billy Joel. Unfortunately, for World Wrestling Federation magazine, Vic Venom beat General Manager Bob Mitchell to the body slam by obtaining. They beat him to the body slam? You're in a wrestling magazine. Tell them the proper terminology. This was a temp, or this was an intern. Beat them to the body slam by obtaining the original McMahon transcripts from American Online. Therefore, parts of his historic interview can only be found in the September issue of The Bite, uncensored. Do we have that? I don't know, and I don't care. So, let's see here. To reach us online, our keyword is superstars. Superstars. That's the key word, ladies and gentlemen, to reach them online. It's shite. Ah, this is torn. Oh, damn. Folks, this unfortunately is torn, but look at this fucking photo. Look at that. That is Rikishi, ladies and gentlemen. That is Fatu saying, "What's up, girl? Can I get fat you?" Or, I don't know. I really tried to make it sexy, but it doesn't work. But look at that funky, fresh, cross-colored jacket. Cross Colors was the shit. It still is the shit. I don't care what anybody says. Cross Colors was the clothes to wear. Whether or not it was in 94, I don't know. Probably. I wasn't paying attention. But it was really big in 90. 92. 92, I think, was probably the peak year of it. But yeah, look at that. Bam. I'm a bad man. Won't find out. But yes. He gonna do it for The Rock. And he gonna do it for the people. So. Oh, man. So, okay, let's read this. Fatu. From the wilds to the streets. From the wilds to the streets. All right. Born and raised in San Francisco, California, Federation superstar Fatu would spend a great deal of his time traveling back and forth from the island of Samoa in an effort to learn the customs of his American Samoan people. At the time, little did he realize that those same customs would come into use in the squared circles of the World Wrestling Federation, even though they only had one. Fatu would later use his knowledge of the Samoan way as an advantage to psych out his naive opponents. Many competitors were convinced not only that could Fatu not speak English, but also that he actually cracked coconuts over his head just for laughs. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Ooh. Alright. Where are we going here? Yeah. Crack coconuts over his head just for laughs. Fatu enjoyed a few successful years as one half of the colorful tag team, the Head Shrinkers. They were a badass tag team. The Head Shrinkers were awesome. But as he watched the local newscast every night, it soon became apparent to him that he had a much bigger mission in life. With the continuing crime and violence in the streets, Samoa's favorite son decided that it was time to hang up his grass skirt for a cause that he felt he could make a difference to millions. Growing up in the hood was... Oh, excuse me. This is him actually saying it. Growing up in the hood was not like the islands, reflects Fatu. We had to change our ways. As a kid, I realized that I too had to do something. At the time, I was all about selling drugs to get money. Selling drugs to get nice cars. The guys I was growing up with were getting busted all the time. They would go to jail, and I would never see them again. In my heart, I knew that it wasn't right, and it wasn't the right way to make money. I also knew that I didn't want to grow up that way. In an effort to earn money the right way, through hard work and dedication, Fatu made a living by literally dancing on the famous streets in front of Fisherman's Wharf. That's right, reflects Fatu, with a huge grin hanging on his face. I was known as J. J.R. Smooth. J.R. Smooth. This man, right here. This is not Fatu. This is not Rikishi. This is J.R. Smooth. And let's try it again. J.R. Smooth. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hope he wore that jacket when he did it. J.R. Smooth. In those days. I didn't make a lot of money, but I made enough to buy a Happy Meal. Damn. Like, there was some cheap bastards back then, but I remember when the Happy Meal was $1.99. Like, and so when Rikishi, or when Fatu was young, Happy Meals must have cost, like, what? I don't even know what the inflation rate would be or the deflation would be of that. But damn, enough to buy a Happy Meal. So, I mean, you get a toy and stuff. That's pretty cool. So, as long as I earn money where batteries for his boombox and a ticket to see the superstars of the World Wrestling Federation, that's a lot of saving. That's a lot of saving. World Wrestling Federation. When the World Wrestling Federation came to town, they would appear in the arena right across the street from the hood. I always told myself that I would be there, the World Wrestling Federation, one day. Unfortunately for Fatu, his road to stardom did take a detour. Even though he wasn't living the life of crime, he was hanging around those who were. I thought I was hanging out with the right people. Even though I didn't do what they did, I figured that if I hung out with them, I would be considered cool. I was trying to impress my friends rather than my parents. Every night when I came home, I would get in trouble with my parents, and I couldn't understand why. I thought I was doing nothing wrong until one day, oh shit, it's getting deep now. It's getting deep now. I'll never forget it. I was just hanging out with my boys when these guys came by. The next thing I knew, one of my boys began mouthing off to them. Then out of nowhere, rat-a-tat-tat, bang, bang. Now, I want to believe that, I believe the story. I'm hoping that, I don't wish that lifestyle on anybody, but I'm hoping that Rikishi actually said rat-a-tat-tat, bang, bang. Because that's what they put in the bold print, as they're known to do in this magazine. Yeah, I hate the heat. Okay. Rat-a-tat-tat, bang, bang. And just to prove that I'm not bullshitting, where is this? Where's the... White balance! Rat-a-tat-tat, bang, bang. We got hit. Wow, I got hit. I was lying there looking for my friends and there was nobody around. I then blanked out. Jesus, and woke up in an ambulance. When I opened my eyes, all I could see was my mother's face. Right then and there, I knew it was time for me to make a difference. I knew it was time for me to grow up and become a man. I made a difference. Now it's up to you to make a difference. Keep hope alive. There is something out there that is better. Just reach out and work for it. Go after your dreams by following what your heart says. That's a dark story for a kid's magazine. Rat-a-tat-tat, bang, bang. So, things were not so fly that day. But we are glad that Rikishi or J.R. Smooth lived to see another day to where he can wear this jacket. Good stuff. Ooh, World Tour de Force moves on. October the 5th of Boston, Massachusetts. On the 6th, New York City, New York. The 7th, Providence, Rhode Island. 8th, Halifax, Connecticut. 9th, St. John, Connecticut. 10th, Springfield, Massachusetts. 11th, Glen Falls, New York. The 12th, Rochester, New York. The 13th, Binghamton, New York. 14th, Syracuse. 15th, Utica. 25th, Tacoma. 26th, Kamloops, Connecticut. Or Cincinnati. Or is it? It's CN. There's two CNs. Not almost. Oh, it's Canada, you stupid American. 27th, Vancouver, Canada. 28th, Victoria, Canada. And the 29th, Prince George, British Columbia. Stupid American. Let's see here. This next segment is called You Don't Say. You Don't Say. Did you know that Bret the Hitman Hart has a business interest in a minor league Canadian hockey team? The name of the team? Why, the Calgary Hitmen, of course. You don't say. That is it. You don't say. Also, available only for the Super Nintendo. For Konami. Dracula X. Castlevania. The hunt continues. There is a big red X on there. Why would I waste blood by making a big red X? I don't know. But, you know... So there is that. The next segment has been torn out, so I can only imagine what was taken from it. I'm trying to guess who the superstar was based on... Oh! So I know why she tore it out. So she tore it out. The Burning is on Shudder. I love that movie. So the reason that my lovely friend tore out this section called Advice to the Lovelorn is because it featured Alundra Blaze and Shawn Michaels. She loves uh, Lunger Blaze. She loves Bull Nakano and stuff like that. She's a big fan of them. And Shawn Michaels is there. She's got a thing for hot guys, because what person doesn't? So we're going to read as much as possible of this. And then it just goes into another advertisement. So there's that one. Okay, so here we go. Advice to the Lovelorn. There is no picture to show you, by the way. I apologize for that. So try to look up your favorite picture of Alundra Blaze and Shawn Michaels as I read this.
Dear Alundra, I'm a female who's very popular with the boys at school, but has trouble getting girlfriends. No matter how hard I try, it seems that I just can't make friends with the females. What should I do to gain friends of the same sex? Sign, Friend for a Day.
Oh, God. I don't know what Alundra Blaze sounds like, and I don't want to disrespect her, because I love her very much, and she's badass. So, let's take some more water before attempting this. Oh, boy, here we go. Alundra's advice.
Dear friend, you can't force friendships with anybody. The key is to just be yourself. Also, don't be afraid to extend the olive branch. It's all right for you to reach out for friendship rather than to wait for it to knock at your door.
And now, Sean's advice. Knock, knock. Can I go now, hey, Blaze? I mean, there's no column. This is my column. Dear friend, you have much of the same problem that the Heartbreak Kid is faced with. Not many of the guys like him, but chicks dig him. As far as I can tell, this comes from jealousy and low self-esteem on the part of everyone else around you. Don't worry about it. As long as people from the opposite sex dig you, you don't need anybody else.
What an asshole.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. He's always chewing his gum at this time, too. That's why he's an asshole. And other things. All right, let's see here. It doesn't state, but here we go.
Dear Sean, how do you get girls to like you? Signed, Just Getting Started.
Dear Started. For me, it just happens naturally. I mean, take a look at me. You can't blame him, can you? Prick. Alundra's voice.
Wake up, HB kid. Whether or not somebody is or isn't attracted to you doesn't necessarily always have to relate to your looks. Started doesn't have to do anything to get the girls to like him. They will like him for what he is, for his inner self. Be yourself, no matter what you look like or who you are.
Come on, Blaze. What are you telling me? What are you telling this cat? What happens if the dude looks like Magilla Gorilla? Then what? If the Boy Toys book beauty is everything. Next question, please.
Oh, wow. Dear Sean, I'm 14 years old and helplessly in love with this girl. The problem is that my parents want to move 500 miles away. If I do that, I may never see her again. What should I do? Signed, U-Haul Hater.
Dear U-Haul, rest assured that 500 miles away, there will be another girl that you can fall in love with. The fact is, if the one you're with now thinks that you're worth it, she'll follow you. I've had chicks follow me for miles and miles.
Obviously, Pied Piper, no 14-year-old is going to follow another 14-year-old all around the country.
Why not? When I was 14, I was a world traveler. I was going out with chicks from Seattle to Florida and everywhere in between. Older chicks, I might add.
Alundra's advice. Anyway, at 14 years old, you have your whole life in front of you. At that age, you can't really be sure what love is. Maybe if you and your girlfriend can establish a long-distance relationship, or friendship, somewhere down the line, when you're older and wiser, you may be able to rekindle that old flame on a more serious level. Dude, Alundra's really, legitimately doing this. They really don't need Sean in this fucking thing. Like, Sean is kind of, when you're that age too, you're very impressionable, at least back in that time. And it's like,
Alundra's really just giving good advice. While as Sean is just, he's in character, but he's just being a dick. Like, it's not going to help anybody. So, okay, so let's see here. Here we go. Sean, rebuttaling to this. This is the last of this column, by the way, because you took it out. You know, you might be onto something, Blaze. What you're saying is maybe I should recycle some of those chicks that I dumped years ago and perhaps give them a whirl now. Not a bad concept. You know you can never have enough women. Next question. It's more Seth Rogen than anything. Dear Sean, how do you know when the right one comes along? Signed, Curious to California. And it cuts off right here. You know, I thought the right one came along. It was my first day in first grade. The first time I laid eyes on her. Special holiday offer! 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 Oh, God. It just really cuts off. I mean, if she still has it in her room, I'm going to ask her, hey, can you just take a picture of the rest of the column so I can read it to everybody? But yes, so there's that. And now, promotional consideration paid for by the following. No pain, no gain. All new mayhem moves like the shocking handbusser. No ring can contain WWF WrestleMania. More realistic action than ever. Reversals, pile drivers, and body slams. WrestleMania, the arcade game. Take wrestling to the extreme. For tips, tricks, and strategy from your favorite WWF superstars. Available on the Super NES, Genesis, 32X, PlayStation, PC, CD-ROM. Including superstars like Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, The Undertaker, Doink the Clown, Bam Bam Bigelow, Lex Luger, and of course, The Undertaker and Yokozuna. They mentioned The Undertaker again. So yes, there you go, folks. WrestleMania, the arcade game. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. All right, let's move on to the next one. How are you guys doing, by the way? Everybody doing good? Everybody enjoying this ridiculousness so far? I keep opening it up, and I keep forgetting. There we go. There we go. We're not even... Oh, we have so much to go. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's wipe down. It's time for the WWF Sponge Off, to which, of course, I wipe the ridiculous amounts of sweat from my brow as I read this to you, my lovely fans. Thank you for sticking with me. We're going to do this. We're going to read the whole fucking thing today. Yes, yes, yes. Now let's pop on these heavy, heavy glasses and sit in this California heat. Fuck you, son. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. In the line of fire, target, Bret the Hitman Hart. Oh, man, this is an interview. Oh, boy, we're going to do an interview. Okay, an editor and Bret the Hitman Hart sit down. Bret looking all sexified and drugged in the eyes in a couple of these pictures. But, I mean, look at this. Look at these pictures of Bret Hart. Like, right here. Who the hell are you? And then, that's a really nice tie you got there. So, all right, here we go. We're going to read this. Oh, yes, Spectre. We've been reading a full issue of the WWF magazine. That's what we're doing. We're only on page 18 out of 60-something. So, here we go. To say the Hitman Bret Hart has been around the ring a few times would be an understatement of the century. Since his debut in 1984 in the World Wrestling Federation rings, the excellence of execution has rewritten the history of the ring so many times that Federation historians were ordered to use pencils when documenting records. Nice. As long as the Hitman and his sharpshooter finisher were still around. Though a ring legend in his own time, and truly a gentleman off the ring apron, when all is said and done, Bret Hart may very well go down as the greatest mat technician to ever step between the ropes. Recently, World Wrestling Federation magazine caught up with the Hitman to discuss in detail the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Here we go. Let's start this interview with getting the unpleasantries out of the way. Do you think that the monkey, or should I say king, is off your back, that you can now continue with your career, Bret? If you're talking about Jerry Lawler, I'll be honest with you, I really like to think so. You know, Lawler's the type of guy
who's just always seemed to pop up. No matter how many times you think you've gotten rid of him for good, I can only hope that this time it's the end of him. But again, with the Burger King, you just never know.
Now, let me change the subject here. It appears that your feud with Owen has simmered down a bit since SummerSlam 94. Is there any chance of a reconciliation between you and your younger brother? If there's ever such reconciliation, then it has to come from Owen. He's the one with the problem, not me. Forgiveness is a big word, but I would be willing to forgive Owen if he just came forward and said he was sorry. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. Well, Brett, in more than 11 years in the World Wrestling Federation, you've certainly seen it all. However, this may be the first time that you have ever crossed paths with a swashbuckler. What are your feelings concerning Jean-Pierre Lafitte?
Well, to tell you the truth, Lafitte is a good matchup for me. I give him a very high rating. He's the kind of guy that I'd like to wrestle. Even though his integrity is a little bit out there, you can't deny the fact that he's a quality wrestler.
Now, speaking of Lafitte, a lot of the things seem to be getting in your way, possibly delaying your route to a third World Wrestling Federation title. The fact is that nothing was ever resolved between you and Big Daddy Cool Diesel at the Royal Rumble. What are your feelings on this, Brett?
You're right. Nothing was resolved. I've had a hard time understanding that. As the ex-champion, I was given only one title shot, which I might add, I didn't lose. For some reason, I keep getting passed over. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that Diesel is ducking me, because I don't believe that to be the case at all. I know he's been busy with other issues, but he's got to open his eyes and realize that he owes me a title shot. I think the fans want to see it as well as myself, and I'm not going to rest until the match is signed. This is bullshit!
Okay, I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. Speaking of titles, some of the great title bouts in Federation history took place between you and now third-time Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels. Would you ever consider going for the Intercontinental belt again?
As of right now, one of the most serious thoughts on my mind is the three-peat as Federation, IC, and Tag Team Champion. I see my brother and Yokozuna, and I think what would be more satisfying than to cost Owen his title, since he cost me mine over last year at Survivor Series. From there to wrestle Shawn Michaels, with or without a title, would be great.
Here's some pictures to help you with the reading, by the way. There's some pictures of Brett.
Challenge for me, I have a great deal of respect for him. When I wrestled him over 2 years ago, I beat him. And he's improved. As a matter of fact, he's improving all the time. Right now, he's probably at the best he's ever been. I look at that and I ask myself, am I still the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? I think I am. So maybe it's time for me to step in the ring with Shawn Michaels and prove it all over again. After that, Big Daddy Cool. Right now, I can honestly believe that in my heart, that I could beat Diesel for the Federation Championship.
Now, are you saying that, in your opinion, you're the very best wrestler that there is today?
Without a doubt.
Now, the new generation in your book, which newcomers do you think are going to make it big in the days ahead?
I think Hunter Hearst Helmsley is going to be a standout wrestler in the near future. He's going to be very tough to beat because, he's going to be banging his way to the top. Like him or not, he has an excellent ring style. He's powerful, and he's extremely well equipped mentally.
Brett, at this point in your career, do you have any goals that you have yet to meet?
My major goal was to win the World Wrestling Federation title back, but that's the priority. If I have to win another 2 titles first to get my title shot at the Federation belt, then that's what I'll do. There's no doubt in my mind I'm still the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. And if you don't believe it, just ask around. Also, I'd like to play a genie. I'd love to play a genie with big, baggy parachute pants and dancing around like an asshole.
All right, Brett. Thanks for the interview. Okay. So there's that. Oh, Spectre, I'm sorry you spit your coffee out. Okay. So the main article on The Undertaker, my beautiful friend tore him out. So we're just going to read it through because it goes to another set of adverts, actually. I love the fact that she tore all these out and she gave them to me. Just she wanted to make some space in her. She has a ridiculous wrestling collection. She's amazing. But just knowing what she had on her wall as a kid is so funny to me. Because me as a kid, I was just like, I don't want to ruin my magazines, but this picture's really cool. Now I'll just tear out whatever. But. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Just gonna fix my neck. Oh. Okay. New bottle. Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay. So a couple of ads back in the day. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, Brett was in he was in a stage production of Aladdin. Those of you who may not know that. But here we go. Got a towel off here. We're gonna start the first and only part of the article about The Undertaker. But I'll giggle. I'll text her later saying, "Oh, you tore out the stuff, but the magazine thing went through, so that's good." So here we go. Here is what the picture of what I'll be reading. There you see Paul Bearer. Oh yes. Okay. Here we go. A commentary by Vince Russo. It was a scene straight out of a Night of the Living Dead. Here I was at a historical cemetery somewhere in Death Valley, USA, camouflaged in army fatigues and deceased shrubbery as goosebumps the size of balls dimpled my body with a fearful anxiety of shit-yourself energy. This was it, the scoop I had long awaited for my entire life. The scoop that was gonna put me smack in the center of the map in the city of broadcast journalism. Right in front of my eyes there were, through a shower of of perspiration, sweating my nads, I could see them as clear as day, even though it was midnight in a death march. They're slowly paraded out on their Harleys. They were all unique in their own special way. Some were boxy and a bit on the plump side, while others were skeletal and slender. But that was their look in the eyes that was universal. That dead pan. That deadpan stare that twinkled in the mystifying darkness, that look that ultimately gave them the name, the Creatures of the Night. With my 8mm Sony in my hand and my camera in the other, I began to roll tape. This is it, Hollywood. Here I come. Spielberg hit the road. Vince Russo, broadcast journalist supreme, has not only unraveled the secrets of the dark side and the creatures of the night, but I have the whole ghastly episode on film. America's Home Videos, eat your heart out, which doesn't make any fucking sense because that is a comedy show, and even though I'm a joke, this is a more serious matter. Eat your heart out. Shh, relax. I must get a hold of myself. If they see me, who knows what they'll do. Perhaps use me as their sacrificial lamb. What the heck am I doing in this place at this hour anyways?
With no chance of turning back now, I concentrated on focusing my video camera on the frightening festivities at hand. All was still in Death Valley because what the fuck else is there to do in Death Valley? It's all just desert and dead shit. The revving up of the Gula cycles, oh god. Even when making up a story, he just can't take a second to think of a better name. Gula cycles? Like murder cycles? Much better. Oh well, it's a fucking shoe. So, revving of the Gula cycles was the only sound that could be heard in the still of the black night. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the tolling of a bell echoed throughout the desolate dead yard. It's Nick fucking Gage! MDK in the WWF in 1995. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Al scattered in the fear, sensing that something out of the norm was about to occur. The bell then tolled a second time. How is this not Nick Gage? The creatures of the night slowly bowed their heads in synchronization. Their leader had arrived. From the darkness he appeared as the fog rolled out from beneath his feet. With each deadly step, once in sight, the creatures cut their humming engines in unison. Complete silence now filtered the burial ground. You could hear a piece of earth drop down upon a casket. Welcome, my creatures of the night. Or let me try it in his voice. I'm going to try to make this a more interactive experience so you can see what he sounded like. Here we go. Vince Russo doing The Undertaker. His voice. Welcome, my creatures of the night. Bellowed The Undertaker. Or bellowed The Undertaker. Before we begin our gathering of the souls, we must first clear the darkness of those who don't belong. Don't belong? Whom could he possibly be talking about? Don't belong. As I examined his remark in my empty, real fucking empty head, a cold, chilling hand tapped me on the ass. Why, Mr. Russo, what are you doing here in this neck of the cemetery? I could tell that voice from 100 Tombstone pizzas away. It was that of the Grim Reaper's soldier at arms, Mr. Paul Bearer. I was just going for a walk, I nervously answered. A walk? Asked Bearer. Do you usually walk among the dead with a video camera in your hand? The pressure from the pale-faced keeper choked me down to my knees. Undid his belt buckle. Nope. That's my dream journal. All right, I exploded. I'm here to learn the creatures of the night and the mysteriousness of the darkness. Please, Mr. Paul Bearer, please be lenient with me. Lenient with you? Asked Bearer. Have you done something wrong, Mr. Russo? Why, if you want to know of the creatures of the night and my Undertaker, why then don't you just ask him yourself? You mean that he'll really tell me? I curiously questioned. Oh, yes, said Paul Bearer. It would. World Wrestling Federation Superstar Line 1-900-7374 WWF in Canada 1-900-451-3332. $1.99 a minute. 24 hours a day, $1.49 per minute, 7 days a week. Must be 18 years of age or have your parents' permission. 6 great choices when you call. Don't delay, call today. Number 1, the World Wrestling Federation Trivia. Answer 6 consecutive trivia questions and win a valuable prize pack. Option 2, Daily Superstar Interview. An up-close and personal look at the lives of the Federation Superstars. In-depth interviews that you will not hear anywhere else. Number 3, Spittin' Venoms with Vic. Doc Hendricks presents the censored words and wisdom of the Federation's #1 outlaw, Vic Venom. You won't believe the dirt that the slimy one claims to know. Option number 4, A Woman's View. A top World Wrestling Federation women's personality gives a female's perspective on the Federation. Option number 5, New interactive wrestling game. Find yourself one-on-one in the squared circle with your favorite World Wrestling Federation superstar. And option number 6, Jim Ross Reports.
From the locker room gossip to late breaking news from my ass. Boom, boom! Don't delay, call today. That's 1-900-737 for WWF. In Canada, 1-900-451-3332. This ad paid for by Mr. Bob Backlund. Here is a unique opportunity for the plebeians to educate themselves. Read the Bite Uncensored and boon your lives. To get a free copy of the Bite Uncensored, send a postcard with your name and address to the Bite Uncensored, Post Office Box 3859, Stamford, Connecticut 06905. I really wanted to read the rest of that Vince Russo thing because I love making fun of him. And I just love doing Paul Bearer's voice. It is the best thing in the world. I miss it very much. I wish I would have gotten to meet him at Championship because he was a very heavy presence there. Percy Pringle, I'm just going to take this moment to appreciate. Percy Pringle is one of the greatest wrestling personalities and wrestling minds to ever come into professional wrestling. And honestly, I wish that Howdy Price could have crossed paths with him because I can only imagine what the interactions would be. I can only imagine what wisdom he would have gotten from him. And yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, a video game review. My lovely friend. Here, let me tell my friend here. So I am reading the WWF magazines that you gave me to a wonderful audience right now, and they are having a kick out of it. The pages that you tore out are a delight because I'm reading the articles, and then I have to suddenly change the mood to the next page. It's a lot of fun, but also it's just really nice to know what you found tear out worthy. There we go. She's wonderful. All right, so here we go. The light from the window made it look like I did a line. Oh yeah. Okay. Woo! All right, now I'm kidding. Why did I do that? I fucked up my throat again. Son of a bitch. My ass. World Wrestling Federation's video game review. Game title: WrestleMania the arcade game. How apropos. Levels not available. Players 1 through 2. Machine Genesis. Hell yes. The Sega Genesis. Manufacturer Acclaim Entertainment. The theme: wrestling. 32 megs. Estimated price $69.95. Nice, but $69.95 back then. 32 megs for the Sega Genesis. $69.95. Fug. T-Boy score. Gameplay 9. Graphics 7. Music and sound 8. Overall score 8. Side scroll score. Gameplay 8. Graphics 8. Music and sound 7. Overall score 8. And here is what your reviewers look like. There's T-Boy. And there is side scroll. My apologies for the glare. There we go. Let's get a closer look. What is that on his bonsai? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's an S with the side scroll. And then you have T-Boy flexing those pexins. All right. Here we go. Let's read this. All right. According to our fans, Raw is the very best wrestling video game ever at that time. It's been on top of the reader's top 10 list forever. We've written a behind-the-scenes feature on the making of Raw, reviewed it, and even told you how to perform every mega move there is. We don't disagree with you. Raw is a great game, but we have a game that blows it right out of the ring. I know you're saying to yourself, that's impossible. It can't be done. But it's true. Acclaim Entertainment has performed magic once again with WrestleMania the arcade game. When you slap this 1.5 pound, or this half-pound cartridge in your system, Jesus, half a pound. Okay.
in your system. Get ready to be body slammed harder than Yokozuna's Banzai Drop. WrestleMania contains some of the best wrestlers in the Federation today. Stars like Bam Bam Bigelow, Doink, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, The Undertaker, and the mighty Yokozuna. You can try for the Intercontinental title, the Federation Championship, go head-to-head against the opponent, or join up with a friend as a tag team. The action of WrestleMania is by far the fastest we've seen in a wrestling card to date. The only slowdown we noticed was when we were 4 guys in the ring. Wow, this was a problem back then? More than 2 characters or a certain amount of characters in the ring slowed the game down. So here we go. Slowdown is noticed when there were 4 guys in the ring at once. The characters are extremely true to life. Everything from their proportions to the way they walked was captured perfectly. The sound effects were awesome. We had this baby hooked up to a sound system that shook the room when someone was driven to the mat. The commentary added to the feel of the action, with Vince McMahon, Jerry Lawler, and Howard Finkel throwing in their own 2 cents. Every wrestler has an arsenal of punishing maneuvers. Some moves are similar to every character. Other moves are specialized for each particular wrestler. And from Doink the Clown's Happy Hammer to Yokozuna's Belly Bounce, you won't run out of ways to show up your friends. This game also comes loaded with secret maneuvers that aren't even shown in the instruction manual. After we viewed the strategies, tips, and secret codes video, we have a field day on each other. One of the biggest improvements of the previous wrestling cards is the elimination of the grapple meter. Now it's a lot easier to turn the labels on your foe with a reversal move that won't destroy your thumbs. WrestleMania is by far the superior to any wrestling game we've played. The action is so fast that even Bret Hart would have a hard time keeping the pace. If you have Raw, you'll want WrestleMania. If you don't have Raw, then where have you been? It's okay. You can save face by getting WrestleMania the arcade game. Don't worry, Super Nintendo fans. There's a version coming out for you too. Also look for it on the new Sony PlayStation. From now on, wrestling will never be the same again. Exclusive! Strategies, tips, secret codes for the new WrestleMania video arcade game from Acclaim. World Wrestling Federation Superstars will show you how to perform secret maneuvers and unlock ultimate wrestling power. Secret codes and strategies in this video will show you how to play to win. A guide to the arcade version, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Sony, and PC game systems. To get your copy today, send in the order form on the back of the cover of this magazine before you get slammed by WrestleMania. Wow. Ooh, tip of the month, folks. Tip of the month, which is going to be of the Lion King. The Lion King, okay? So if you need particular help in the Lion King for the Super Nintendo, you might want to listen up. So here we go. To skip to any level, go to the option screen and press B-A, R button, Y on controller 1. You will now see an option to level select and invincibility. Thanks for the tip, Dale Stewart of Edinburgh, Scotland. Also, Reader's Top 10 Reader's Top 10 Super Nintendo games. You ready for this? Do you want to know what was in the top 10 wrestling games of the fans at this time of the year 1995? Because I'm going to read it to you, because that is what was agreed upon. Super Nintendo. Coming in at number 1, WWF Raw. Number 2, Donkey Kong Country. Number 3, Super Punch-Out. Number 4, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Number 5, Super Metroid. Number 6, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Number 7, Earthworm Jim. Number 8, WWF Royal Rumble. Number 13, Mortal Kombat 2. And number 10, Wolverine. Now for the Sega Genesis. WWF Raw at number 1. NBA Jam at number 2. Mortal Kombat number 2 on number 3. Spot number 4, WWF Royal Rumble. Number 5, Sonic and Knuckles. Or in the case of the little boy of great Southern California wrestler Ray Rosas, Sonic and Muckles. Number 6, Mortal Kombat. Number 7, NBA Live 95. Number 8, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Number 9, Lion King. And number 10, Street Fighter 2. Hey kids! Don't forget to send in your tips and vote for your favorite games for the Super Nintendo and Genesis each month. You can also write to T-Boy and Side Scroll.
Send your letters with your name addressed to World Wrestling Federation Magazine, P.O. Box 3859, Stamford, Connecticut, with attention to video games review. And now the Critics Corner. Critics Corner. Critics Corner. It's time for the Critics Corner. Okay, Critics Corner. Side scroll. Alright, Pansy Boy, I thought WrestleMania the arcade game was a kick-butt game. Just like I kicked yours every time we played it. T-Boy. Okay, Side Scroll. I can't believe you're saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually agree with you. WrestleMania is by far the best wrestling game ever produced. Now give me my check. Side Scroll. Oh, finally, the self-proclaimed video genius shows some signs of intelligence after all. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch my new strategy tips and secret codes video, and we'll see who kicks whose butt. See you in the ring, Scroll Man. They broke up shortly after. All right, Spectre, thanks for joining in, man. There's going to be video on demand available on my YouTube channel. I'll be able to, you'll be able to check it out. Just be sure to follow, if you're not following, Dino Winwood on Twitter, and I will post the link for you. But until then, have a good day at work. We are going to continue because we have so much more to go. Okay, Hooked on Fishing is the next segment here. Reeling in the big ones with Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam is in control of the fish, as you can see here in this article, where he is on the open sea. Very cool. This is by Elliot Greenberg. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to do a picture of Bam Bam as I read. By Keith Elliot Greenberg. It's 1:30 in the a.m. when I was roused from my sleeping quarters on the XTC, that stands for Extreme Elimination Challenge. Okay. A customized 37 Topaz boat rocking in the choppy waves 100 miles off the Jersey Shore on wobbly feet. I wander upstairs where Bam Bam Bigelow stands on his deck, his famous form silhouetted against the moon. Oh, this is romantic. Reeling in one whopping yellowfin tuna after another. Put your shoes on, he counsels. Time to catch some fish. With Bigelow's help, Tom Buchanan, the official photographer of the World Wrestling Federation, has snared 2 fish. Bam Bam's buddy, Patty Boy Petrino, age 36, a postal worker, spear fisherman, and Labrador breeder, also has a tuna to his credit. Now, Bam Bam straps a fishing belt around his waist, hands me a rod with a 60-pound fish tugging on each other, and tugging on the other end, and urges, "Go to war!" The fish comes pretty close to winning, pulling me to the edge of the boat as Bigelow stands by, amused by my clumsiness. Ha ha! You suck! Eventually, with all of the superstars coaching, I managed to get the tuna above the rugged Atlantic. Then Bam Bam snatches the fish with a large hook called a gaffer, and then pulls the creature on deck. The water's getting rougher now, and I'm starting to feel queasy. I head back down below deck, and Buchanan and Patty Patty Boy are quick to follow. Only Bam Bam remains exposed to the stars, in the nude. No, I'm kidding. Reeling in a total of 8 fish by himself before sunrise. It's one-on-one competition, he explains when he wakes up in the morning. So literally when Bam Bam Bigelow's eyes opened in the morning, he just goes, "It's one-on-one competition!" Like, oh, God. Where the fuck did I go? Oh, there we go. He explains when he wakes up in the morning, seeing him surrounded by a pile of tuna. "The fish is fighting for you, and you have a good time fighting him. Physically, it's not a lot different from being in the ring. No one wants to lose, and you fight until the best man wins. Bam! Bam!" Were it not for his success in the squared circle and his obligations to his family, Bigelow would probably be at sea all the time, making a living as a commercial fisherman. He learned about the ways of the ocean as a young boy from his father, Bill Bigelow, a hot tar roofer who spent his time talking to Bam Bam and his brothers, Todd Bigelow and Billy Jr. Bigelow, fishing in New Jersey's streams and ponds. Does New Jersey have streams and ponds? I mean, how clean are they? In New Jersey's streams and ponds.
Today, when he's not traveling the world with the Federation, Bigelow and his 7-year-old son Shane are doing the very same thing at the very same watering holes. As soon as I drive up to Bam Bam's home, his favorite hobby becomes evident. Over the front door, there's an illustration of a striped bass under the words, Bigelow's Welcome. On one wall of the garage, Bam Bam displays some of the more than 100 fishing poles that he's collected. As an athlete, tells fish stories in the backyard. His wife Dana Bigelow, cuddling the couple's 2-year-old son Colton Bigelow, and Shane throw in their own anecdotes. Now, at one point, Shane, a big, likable kid who clearly shares his father's genes, runs into the you wear the same pants. That's cool. His father's genes runs into the house to proudly produce a photo of the 9-pound, 8-ounce fluke, a summer flounder that won the wrestler's first place in a recent fishing tournament. Fishing contests were regular events during Bam Bam's childhood. Bill Bigelow owned a succession of boats, and by the time the kids were teenagers, the Bigelow men were spending days at the sea together in tuna tournaments, also known as tournaments. That's not what it says. Hooking fish ranging from 30 to 1,000 pounds. Holy shit. When they returned to the dock, Japanese buyers were waiting to purchase the fish, and ship them to the Orient. We were always happy to do business. Let's face it, Bam Bam says. You're not going to eat 900 pounds of tuna. Life couldn't have been more idyllic for the boy from Asbury Park. Fishing occupied my time. Kept me out of trouble, he recalls. Today I see kids getting hooked on drugs, hooked on alcohol. I tell them I'd rather be hooked on fishing. You're out in the sun, you're with your buddies. It's just a lot better. It doesn't cost much to get a fishing pole. Go up to your dad and say, let's fish. If you don't want to eat the fish, throw it back. Today Bigelow spends 250 days of the year on the road. Downside is missing his family. The end side is fishing in some of the most interesting spots on the globe. His all-time favorite location? Alaska. In New Jersey, the biggest flounder you catch might be 3 pounds, but in Alaska, you'll catch halibut flounder, and it'll be 100 pounds, and there's a thrill about catching a fish as big as a boat. On the day we set off for the sea, Bigelow loads up his truck with supplies that makes a special visit to Attilio's restaurant in Wanamassa, New Jersey. To pick up what he insists is the best ziti in the Garden State. At the dock, he introduces me to XTC's captain, Jody DeStasio, and Kevin Garrity. Both men are known along the eastern seaboard for their competence, attention, and safety and ability to track down tuna, marlin, and shark. But I suspect that Bigelow has a hidden motive. DeStasio owns both Jody's Seafood and in Musquan and Jody's Fishery in Neptune. The beast from the east admits to loading up on his friend's squid salad before Japanese tours, just to prep for that sushi. We depart the Shark River in Belmar and head east for 3.5 hours. This isn't a kid's magazine. This is... Oh, God. Okay. We're almost done with this one. Let's see. Hudson Canyon. Underwater ravine where porpoises, whales, and giant turtles can be spotted through the crystal clear waves. It was here that Bigelow once spent 3.5 hours battling a 950-pound tuna, yelling that that is also where he seeks tranquility. It puts your mind at ease, he tells me. I sit here thinking about my place in wrestling, thinking about my family. I set goals, where I want my career to go, and how I want my life to turn out. Now, until sundown, the boat trolls, dragging artificial lures to attract fish to the craft. Once we're anchored, Captain Garrity casts out 6 lines baited with squid and other live fish. When something big is hooked, the other lines are pulled in, and Bam Bam reels in his prey. The only good thing about fishing is you're always learning, studying the weather and the habits of the fish, he remarks. Whether he's going to be what you have to do to catch him. Where he's going to be and what you have to do to catch him. All night, Bigelow immerses himself in his passion. In the mornings, a storm takes us by surprise. Captain DeStasio works his way back to the shoreline, carefully getting on the radio to advise carefully to advise on outgoing boats to turn back. It takes us shaky 7 hours to return. I'm anxious to get to a meeting, but Bigelow tells me to calm down and take the whole thing philosophically. You can't, you just have to take your time, he says. You can't beat the ocean. Once you try to fight the elements will kill you. We survive the excursion and settle at the dock. As we start to unload, Bigelow surveys his catch and reflects on the last 24 hours. I don't know if there's really anything like fishing, he says. It's 100% adrenaline rush. The only thing I can compare it to was wrestling Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania. You know, I always tell all the kids out there that you can drink your drinks, smoke your joints, oh my God, and take your pills. This is a quote. This is a direct quote. And it won't make you any more of a man. In my opinion, nothing in the world will get you any higher than fishing. That's really the truth. If you want to get hooked on something, then get hooked on fishing. Just like the Beast from the East did.
Wow. So Bam Bam Bigelow likes fishing. I really wish that he was able to retire and become if that is true, I really wish Bam Bam was a fisherman after his tenure in wrestling. I mean, we don't know what the situation was. It was hard times. But, yeah. And I'd like to think if he catches like a big-ass fish or a shark or whatever, and if he wants to calm him down, he just gives it a greetings from Asbury Park. But, and don't think I'm done with that. First off, look at this picture of Bam Bam. Just Bam Bam right there. So there's that. Just dying for an unnecessary blur. But also, folks, on the side here, very important, it is Bam Bam's fresh tuna recipe. Now, I recommend you guys making this for Johnny and sending it to him in his home in Philly. So here we go. Bam Bam's fresh tuna recipe. Number 1, loin the tuna. Number 2, chop into 1.5-inch thick steaks. Number 3, place in a plastic bag and marinate with either Cajun ginger or teriyaki sauce or plain Italian dressing for 3 to 4 hours. Number 4, remove from bag. Number 5, place tuna on grill using high heat. Grill each side for 3 minutes. And 6, pour Japanese mustard sauce into the tuna and serve. That sounds damn good. Make me some of that too. That sounds really good. All right. Face the heat! Stridex presents SummerSlam results. The night the igloo melted. SummerSlam 95 may indeed go down as the best ever in the event's spectacular 7-year history. From the technical opening contest between the high-flying 1-2-3 Kid and the resilient Hakushi, through the historic, breathtaking ladder match between the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and Bad Guy Razor Ramon, to the grand finale, the brawl to determine the Federation royalty between King Mabel and Big Daddy Cool Diesel. All 9 matches were hotter than Merid Lemieux on the open ice. Boy, is that a fucking mouthful. And a topical athlete, ladies and gentlemen. That's somebody who meant something back in 95. Okay. So we're going to read results. Let me make sure we got all the matches here. Probably, if she took some pages out, that's okay. It was her magazine. It seems that we have all of them, I think. But it's weird, though, because they're all separated in some way, shape, or form. Okay, here we go. SummerSlam 95 results. Sunday, August 27th, 1995 in Pittsburgh at the Civic Arena at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania State. All right, let's get comfortable because I've been doing this for a while. Federation Championship match. World Wrestling Federation Championship on the line as Diesel and King Mabel square off. From the moments he won the King of the Ring in June, the challenger called himself King Mabel and entered arenas on throne carried by his subjects. After several unscheduled run-ins with the contender, Diesel promised to get medieval at SummerSlam before the match started. Before the match started, the 568-pound King Mabel grabbed the championship belt and held it above his head triumphantly. Diesel attacked, but King Mabel knocked him down with a series of shoulder blocks
placed him in the corner, and delivered a combination of chops, chokes, and kicks. Diesel came back with 2 running clotheslines and several elbows to the side of the face. The 7-foot champion tried a body slam, but King Mabel blocked it and came down with a fist on Diesel's back. Then Diesel bounced off the ropes and hit King Mabel with an elbow, and then thumped him to the ringside. To do further damage, the champion propelled himself over the top rope and flattened the challenger on the arena floor. That was where King Mabel tossed Diesel into the ring, ready to clothesline him. Into the ring post and charged forward, ready to clothesline him. But Diesel stuck out a big foot and sent his foe staggering. Now still, King Mabel kept up the aggression, dropping his bulk into Diesel's back. Ugh. When he bounced off the ropes and tried it another time, however, Diesel moved. In the exchange, the referee was knocked out of the ring, and King Mabel's partner, Sir Mo, rushed in and went after Diesel. From the dressing room, Lex Luger charged the ring, but he was sent to the arena floor by Diesel, who seemed unsure that he was behind Luger's madness. Big D may have later thought that Lex, but as Sir Mo and King Mabel put him through more torment, Luger's true colors became apparent as he got Sir Mo away from Diesel and battled him back to the dressing room once he came to. Moments later, King Mabel missed his splash from the top rope and crumpled in the middle of the mat. This allowed Diesel some time to scale the ropes and hit the big challenger with a flying clothesline, just in time for the referee to come to his senses and log the pin. Oh, I completely skipped the segment. The layout is fucky on this magazine. I swear to God. Ugh, drizzling shit. Let's see. I'm a happy man right now. I almost broke the man's back. I had all the people screaming and crying because their almighty hero went down in pieces. There's no doubt that one day I will be the Federation champion. Lex Luger is the only reason I'm not the champion tonight, and I will deal with him later, says Mabel upon his loss. All right, World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Oh boy, this is a big one. Okay, here we go. Let me turn some more to get you guys here. Because my hips killing me. Right. Michaels and Ramon put their friendship on hold in this contest to fight for the prize they both cherish, the Intercontinental title. As their classic confrontation at WrestleMania 10, the belt was suspended from the ceiling. The only way to reach it, fighting up a ladder and snagging the gem. In the ring, the two went nose to nose, with Razor setting the tone of the battle with a series of fists. Shawn tried to nail Razor with a side kick, but the tough Cubano avoided the blow by stretching back and gripping the ropes. Razor came at Michaels, attempting to apply the Razor's edge, but Shawn slipped out of his foe's grasp. Ramon used his might to whip Shawn over the ring post and then sauntered down the aisle towards the ladder. Michaels jumped him from the rear, brought him onto the ring apron, and tried to suplex the bad guy into the squared circle. Let's see. Anytime Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon are in the ring together, there's going to be something special. The match speaks for itself. It was Shawn's night at this point. He, the undisputed Intercontinental Champion, the one from him and the one from me, Chico. Squared circle. Razor reversed the move, snapping Michaels in the hard concrete floor. Ramon then draped Michaels across the top turnbuckle, climbed to the second rope, and tossed him into the center of the ring. Razor then got the ladder and ascended. Shawn tipped the device over, smacked his foe with it, and scrambled towards the top. Razor made several grabs at Shawn, first yanking down his trunks, then pulling him onto the canvas. Along the way, Shawn caught his legs between the steps, twisting his knee to aggravate the pain. Ramon smashed Michaels' leg into the metal along the side of the ring and against the ring posts. Then Razor pushed the ladder onto the Titleist's throbbing knee. Ramon repositioned the ladder and started going up incredibly. Sean struggled up the turnbuckle and delivered onto the Razor's back, leaning the ladder against the turnbuckles, and Michaels Irish whipped Ramon into the ladder, as you see in these pages here. So into the steel. After repeating the maneuver, Sean climbed onto the ladder, moonsaulting onto onto Ramon, went up again and bombed towards the challenger. This time, Razor was able to roll out of the way. Both men scampered up the ladder, approaching the title belt from the opposite sides. At the top, they went blow to blow, lost their balance, and crashed sideways. As Sean began unfolding the ladder again, Ramon reached underneath the ring and produced a second ladder. Michaels went climbing. Now Ramon backed into him, hooked his arms around the Titleist, and took him to the mat with a razor's edge. While the first ladder lay against the buckles, Ramon climbed the second one, thinking quickly. Michaels went up the original object, moving parallel to his foe. Near the top, he super kicked Ramon to the canvas, dived at the belt, and missed it. Michaels tried grabbing the belt a second time, but it seemed to be too high. As Ramon started to advance, Michaels went for the belt a third time, his body pounding with pain. He flew upwards and dropped to the mat with the championship. Razor seemed bitter as he pulled the Intercontinental title belt from the aching Shawn Michaels' hands and appeared ready to do further damage. However, after rethinking the circumstances, he had a change of heart and extended his hand in friendship instead. Softy. Oh, God. Oh, God, I gotta read this one. Okay. All right, we're almost done. We're more than almost done. All right, this is Bret Hart versus Isaac Yankem DDS. Who remembers this match? Anyone? Oh, God. There we go. My apologies for that. Nash was injured by Mabel, eh? Okay. I am glad that this is like bi-weekly or monthly, by the way. My throat is killing me. But you can look at these pictures as I read the front. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Isaac Yankem DDS. You never know just how far Jerry Lawler is going to go. He's not talking about just beating me. He's trying to end my career. When it comes to that kind of potential, it only leaves me one choice. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I don't like to push myself past that certain point, but I'm long past it right now, says Bret. Let's see. After failing to beat Bret Hart in their long feud, Jerry the King Lawler, pervert, dispatched his sadistic dentist Isaac Yankem DDS to wage war with the Hitman. Let's see. Yankem revealed himself to be as dangerous in the ring as in the drilling room, choking Bret in the corner and punishing him with fists and knee lifts. When Hart flew at Yankem, the dentist caught his foe and slammed him. Bret was just as tough. He moved out of the way of a stampeding Yankem, knocked him over the top rope, and dived out of the ring to splash the terror onto the arena floor. Still, Yankem appeared to be one step ahead. He used an incredible power to drop Hart neck first over the top rope, grip him around the neck, and shake him over the canvas. Then, standing back to back with the Hitman, Yankem reached over his shoulders, clutched Bret under the chin, and pulled him back with a variation of the backbreaker. With a battered Hart standing on the ring apron and leaning over the ropes, the dentist sailed off the top turnbuckle, bringing down a knee on the back of the Hitman's head. Hart decided to again take the battle to the arena floor, diving out of the squared circle onto his opponent. See, the job isn't finished quite yet. I knocked 31 out of Bret Hart's teeth out, and that I watched Bret Hart's that I watched. I keep count of he's going to get one left. Oh God, I'm not going to read these quotes anymore. I'm so tired. And smashing him onto the ring steps, returning to the ring, Bret delivered a side Russian leg sweep, a spine breaker, and an elbow drop. When the Hitman locked Yankem in the patented finisher, the sharpshooter, Lawler came to ringside and placed his ally's hand on the ropes, forcing Brett to break the hold. Hart would not be stopped, though. From ringside, he reached through the ropes, tripped Yankum, and used a television cable to tie the dentist's feet to the ring post. Then the hitman took off after Lawler, pounding him on the arena floor. This gave the dentist time to untangle himself, get to the top rope, and drop an axe handle on Hart. Lawler and Yankum took over now. Ignoring the referee's warnings, they tied Brett's head in the ropes and tugged at his feet from the ring at the ringside, increasing the strain of the cables around his neck. The Zebra called for the bell, awarding the contest to Hart via disqualification, but the tandem kept up the torture. Only when Federation officials poured out to the dressing room did Lawler and Yankum stop. By then, Hart was unconscious. When he finally rose, he vowed complete and total vengeance.
I don't recall that match.
Oh, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking, ladies and gentlemen. We have The Undertaker versus Kama. Kama Mustafa, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to read the results of a Kama Mustafa Undertaker altercation. So here's some pictures for you. Kama had done everything to provoke The Undertaker's ire at WrestleMania 11. The Supreme Fighting Machine... The Supreme Fighting Machine stole the source of his rival's power, the urn, and melted it down into jewelry. Not long before SummerSlam, Kama destroyed The Undertaker's funeral wreath, then chokeslammed one of his diehard disciples, a creature of the night, in the middle of the ring. The only way to finish this ongoing feud was to have one man leave the arena in a casket. Undertaker stated that Undertaker started the action with kicks and thrusts, Irish whipping Kama into the corner, chokeslamming him and throwing him over the top rope onto the coffin situated at ringside. Using a move that continuously bewildered mat watchers, Undertaker gripped his opponent's arm, walked across the top rope, and came down on the limb. Next, he shoved Kama into the open coffin. Not ready to die, Kama went back to the ring and clotheslined his opponent from the top rope. A fist from Kama sent The Undertaker through the ropes and into the casket, but Undertaker pulled his opponent into the box. And as Kama's manager, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, intervened, Kama popped out of the casket and continued his attack on the man from the dark side. After Kama tossed The Undertaker out of the ring, DiBiase stomped on the World Wrestling Federation's Grim Reaper. As Undertaker manager Paul Bearer tried to assist, Undertaker recovered and laced into Kama. The Supreme Fighting Machine protected his lead, suplexing Undertaker onto the closed coffin at ringside. Both wrestlers battled at the top of the box, and Kama tried to pile driver, but Undertaker curtailed his rival's plans, backflipping him into the ring. The battle continued. Both men tumbled into the open casket. When the lid closed, closing in on the top of them, Kama began to climb out, but The Undertaker pulled him back. Soon the war returned into the ring, where Kama stunned his opponent with a neckbreaker, and The Undertaker rebounded with a chokeslam. As Kama struggled to his feet, Undertaker scooped him up, delivered the deadly tombstone, rolled him into the coffin, and shut the lid. This time, Kama did not rise, becoming the latest Undertaker victim to rest in peace. Oh, here's an exciting one. Bob Sparkplug Holly. Oh, no, that's after this. Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Women's action. World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship on the line as Alundra Blaze takes on Bertha Faye. My sweet Bertha Faye. All right, here we go. Please enjoy these pictures of this other match that I will be reading, because I don't want you to be bored. This was a grudge match, with Alundra still smarting over a broken nose at the hands of the beefy challenger several months earlier. The champion used her martial arts skills to brush back the contender with kicks and chops to take her to the mat with a leg sweep. Bertha then responded by utilizing her bulk, flooring the champion with a series of shoulder blocks, followed by a body slam and 2 leg drops. Nevertheless, when Bertha dived off the ropes, Alundra rolled out of the way and took the challenger to the canvas with a victory roll. As Alundra had her foe in the pinning combination, Bertha's manager and love interest, Harvey Whippleman, distracted the referee. Furious Blaze chased him around ringside, tearing off his jacket. Now in the ring, the champion charged, hooked her legs around Bertha's huge shoulders, and brought her onto the mat. After Alundra followed up with a drop kick up the top ropes, but crafty Bertha used the champion's momentum against her, catching her in the midst of an aerial move and delivering a power bomb. In the most unsuspecting development of the night, Bertha Faye won the World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship. Oh, Bertha Faye. Here we go. So we're doing pretty good. Bob Sparkplug Holly taking on Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The unbeaten Helmsley, the American Blue Blood, seemed perturbed about the concept of locking up with the rough and tumble auto racer from Alabama. After Holly initiated contact, taking his opponent onto the canvas, Helmsley surprised him with a sucker punch. Holly went for an aerial assault, but the ever-crafty Helmsley caught him in the air and slammed him across the top rope neck first. Helmsley kept up the torture, slamming his foe across the bent knee, executing a suplex, and then battering Sparkplug's ribs. When Holly managed to reverse an abdominal stretch, Helmsley hip-tossed him to the arena floor. Holly kept fighting, astonishing Helmsley with a DDT. When Hunter tried twirling him around on the mat, Holly landed on his feet and went on the attack. He staggered Helmsley with a clothesline, a reverse atomic drop, and a drop kick, among other maneuvers. When he attempted a backflip, though, Helmsley shifted his weight and grabbed hold of Holly and rammed the racer's face into the mat, winning the important match with the finisher known as the pedigree. Damn. He almost had him. Oh, okay. How many more matches we got? Oh, we're heading towards the adverts again. Okie doke. Here we go. Moving on to the next one. 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Hakushi. This was a crucial battle for Hakushi after Skip's interference in a match earlier in the weekend backfired, and the Japanese athlete was pinned by unranked Barry Horowitz. However, in this war of martial artists, neither man was able to get the early advantage. Both Hakushi and the 1, 2, 3 Kid missed crescent kicks before the star from the Land of the Rising Sun took the lead with chops. Next, he twirled his foe onto the mat, positioned him in a corner, sprang across the ring, and delivered an elbow to the face. After several more punishing maneuvers, Hakushi kicked the Kid out of the ring, flipped himself over the top rope, and splashed onto his adversary on the arena floor. A turning point came when Hakushi missed a headbutt from the top rope. The Kid capitalized on the mistake, drop-kicking his opponent. While Hakushi was agonizing on the arena floor, the Kid hopped onto the second rope, dived over backward, and splashed onto his foe, moonsault. Back in the ring, the Kid shocked his opponent with a knee drop from the top rope. Still, Hakushi proved to be more intelligent wrestler in the contest. He saw past his pain mount and delivered a defense at a vital moment of the match. As the Kid soared towards him with a flying kick, Hakushi snared his foe out of the air, splattered him onto the canvas, hooked the leg, and gained the victory. Now here's one right here. Skip of the Body Donnas, known as Chris Candido, versus Barry Horowitz, known as Barry Horowitz. One fall, no time limit. This was a battle Skip had to win after being upset by perennial loser Horowitz several weeks earlier. Horowitz wasn't able to give his foe a chance, coming out aggressively, backflipping Skip, driving a knee into the chin, pounding him with fists and clotheslining him over the top rope. At one point, the underdog stood on the ring apron and suplexed Skip onto the floor. Oh. excuse me. And Skip's partner in the body dance, Sonny, begged the referee to stop the contest. When that didn't work, Sonny tripped Horowitz from the ringside, allowing Skip to jump him from behind, execute several suplexes, a leg drop, and a snapmare. Ooh, shit, not a snapmare. Skip missed an elbow drop, and Horowitz again surged, delivering a shoulder block and gaining a near fall with a sunset flip. Still, Skip managed to take his foe down with a clothesline, followed by a power slam. Remarkably, Horowitz hung in, stunning Skip with an uppercut and a headbutt. Both men then tried to drop kick at the same time, and the two plummeted to the canvas. Skip was up first, turning to slowly mount the ropes. Horowitz came right behind him, delivering a drop kick that would send Skip falling across the top turnbuckle. When Horowitz tried his own move off the top rope, Sonny shook the strands. Now Barry falls under the turnbuckles, allowing Skip to punish his adversary with a superplex. Many believe Horowitz should have been finished at this point, but something strange happened. The mysterious Hakushi appeared at the ringside, still enraged over Skip's interference that cost him a match against Horowitz earlier in the weekend. Hakushi vaulted over the ropes, and then, as Skip watched, Barry cradled him for the count of 3. Barry Horowitz, the guy who could never win a match, was now working on an unbeaten streak. Good for him. Okay. I think this is the last match of the event. I forgot about those guys. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Smoky Guns versus Jacob and Eli Blue. This match pitted identical twins Jacob and Eli against another set of brothers, Billy and Bart Gunn. Former holders of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team title, the brothers Blue got off to an early lead, using quick tags and pummeled Billy. Then the Guns used some double teaming of their own. Billy held Jacob's limbs while Bart came down on it from the top rope. However, when Billy tried taking on both twins at the same time, the duo from Appalachia paired up to hoist him in the air and drive his spine into the back. After being power slammed by one of the twins, no one was sure which. And then Billy stayed in the match long enough to catch his opponent by the back of the neck, smash his face into the canvas, and tag off. Bart unloaded on both men, body slamming each and stepping out of the way as one charged and banged into the other. With the twins completely confused, Bart held one horizontally, while Billy came out the top rope with the triumph with the Sidewinder. Okay. This is, let's see. Here's the special holiday deal. Your first subscription is just $19.97 for 12 issues. That's 43% off the cover price. Each additional one-year subscription is just $15.97. That's 54% off the cover price. Order one or more gifts, and we'll send you a super cool, one-size-fits-all, 100% cotton WWF baseball cap. Absolutely free on payment. Don't wait. Send us your gift instructions today. We'll send you a WWF holiday gift card to announce each of your gifts. To order, return one of the attached cards or call toll-free. And here is the baseball cap. But what I want to know is, where do you get the cool t-shirt? Where do you get the cool t-shirt that these kids have? Like the hat. Hat's just what it is. Like, it's just plain. There's no real life to it. But, you know, whatever.
Be the first in line for WrestleMania in Anaheim.
There you go, WrestleMania 11, or 12. Wait, no, 12, yeah, fuck me. All right, in Anaheim, California, March 31st, 1996. WrestleMania 12 will be an early sellout, so here's your chance to lock in the best seats, hotel rooms, and special events with your favorite World Wrestling Federation superstars. For more information, our exciting WrestleMania 12 travel packages, and how to become a member of the new Federation Travel Club, simply fill out the coupon and mail it to the address below for the WWF Travel Club. Yee! Okay. Okay, here we go. The Informer. El oso debe sobre el barrileo. A leaky boom boom now. Okay, here we go. Barred from the back. In one of the best SummerSlams that I've ever seen in years, almost as much action took place behind the scenes as the squared circle itself, even though there weren't usual tiffs between many of the Federation superstars.
A few of them could have been main eventers. For starters, Skip of the Body Donis and Barry Horowitz had it again when Skip charged into the people's heroes, and then hung up the telephone he was talking on. This didn't sit too well with Horowitz, considering his mother was on the other end of the call. Barry was determined to get 4 in a row until Savio Vega broke it up on a much darker note. There you go. Glasses are fogging up. On a much darker note, do you care to know what happened to the Supreme Fighting Machine, after his casket match, where he was rolled into the locker room area out of your view? Well, after coming into about 15 minutes, an out-of-control fighting machine ripped apart the facility until he found out who he was looking for. Of course, that somebody was the Undertaker. In a blind rage, Kama attacked the Grim Reaper until everybody's favorite Darkman picked up the machine by the neck, carried him back to the casket, and gently placed him in it. This time through the lid. Expect a hefty fine to be handed out down courtesy of interim World Wrestling Federation President Gorilla Monsoon, in reference to the damage that Psycho Sid did to the Erie Civic Center in Erie, Pennsylvania. Following the slopping of Henry Godwin, Sid has already made it clear to me that he doesn't expect to pay for anytime soon. I'm telling you, there was another Federation superstar who has his eyes on Bertha Faye. A hint? If they got married and had kids, their children would feast on Twinkies and hang out at the Empire State Building. After talking in detail to both the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and the bad guy Razor Ramon, I would bet my reputation at somebody seeing ladder number 3. Could Owen Hart be getting tired of James Cornette's hogging all the interview time? I think so. Rumor has it that an ex-Federation champion may be next in line to get a shot at the gold once again, possibly the next big one. An animal may once again be on the loose in the World Wrestling Federation. And until next time, stay tuned.
So Batista was already laying in the seeds of his future back in these years. Wow, an animal on the loose once again in the World Wrestling Federation. Free offer! Free offer! 10 hours of American Online. Just sign in to a ring somewhere in cyberspace where you may not escape in one piece. That is very threatening. Call this 800 number now for your free trial offer. The World Wrestling Federation on American Online. The computer world may never be the same again. To reach us online, our keyword is superstars. Superstars. How long have I been going? Does it say how long I've been doing this? It's been a while. Okay. Oh boy, this looks like an interesting one. Pin 'em down! World Wrestling Federation. Jerry the King Lawler. Whom do you respect more as a king? Owen Hart or King Mabel? Sean Gustafson, New Britain, Connecticut. That's a stupid question, young person. Or young peon. Jerry Lawler and young peon. Okay. Whereas Owen Hart and Mabel are both superior athletes and outstanding wrestlers, there always has been and is only one true king in the World Wrestling Federation. And you're talking to him, moron. Bob Hawley. Are the rumors true, or are you and the 1C3 Kid still friends? Rocky Haggard, East Boston, Massachusetts. Let's just say that the 123 Kid and I not as close as we used to be, and are we still friends? That all depends on what your definition of friends is. How do you like me now? All right. Barry Horowitz. How did it feel to come up with your first victory after all those losses? Joe and Tony Rhea from Cortland, New York. The happiness I experienced after my first win is almost impossible to put into words. But for the sake of your question, I will try my best to do so. I guess the closest thing I can compare the excitement of my first win would be if you woke up every single day of your life
and went to Disney World. Now that's exciting. How's that answer? Shawn Michaels, what happened to the Heartbreak Hotel? Monica Banales of Wilmington, California.
Since I wear the Intercontinental Gold the whole time, the HB kid is just a little too busy to be minding the motel. But hey, even though the neon vacancy sign is blinking as we speak, that doesn't necessarily mean that the Heartbreak Kid will never return home again. Die Hard Game Fan, the #1 video game magazine in the universe. No matter how hard they try, some people just don't get it. The rest of us get it. What's hip and is happening in the electronic gaming industry, inside the game, behind the scenes, and in your face editorials. If it's cool, bitchin', and gnarly, it's in this mag. If it ain't, we don't bother. Forget all the fluff and get more of the good stuff. Get Die Hard Game Fan. Get with it, Game Fan. Only $24.99 a month. Nobody gives it to you better than the Die Hard Game Fan magazine. Get it. Better get it. First, get it at a 45% discount. Get it.
Wow. This is a very 90s advertisement, by the way. Like, look at this. Like, there's the product of the bunch. There's a weird guy with his eyes bugged out. And then there's the stock photo of these gentlemen. So, yeah. Here we go. Oh, shit! The Body Donis workout. Are Skip and Sonny playing or training? This is the Private Eye. Photos by Tim Buchanan. Recently, World Wrestling Federation magazines caught up with Skip and Sonny of the Body Donis, as they were apparently enjoying the fun in the sun at the New Jersey's Action Park. Or were they? We don't want the fans of the World Wrestling Federation to get confused, explained Skip. There's no time for fun in the schedule of the Body Done. We dedicate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to fine-tuning our magnificent physiques. On the surface, it may look as if we are just having fun, but I can assure you that it's only an optical illusion. Optical illusion? By the looks of these photos, it appears that Skip and Sonny were doing anything but pumping up biceps. This is one of the most strenuous workouts that I've had in a while, exclaimed Sonny. Let me try again. This is one of the strenuous workouts that I've had in a while. When you exercise in the water, it can be very rigorous, but the Body Donis just love rigor. The only drawback is that I can find to this type of activity is that the chlorine tends to damage my hair a little bit, and my makeup sometimes becomes a little runny. But then again, do you think that I really need makeup? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, brother. Look at him right here. Body press slam. You should have threw her to the side. Oh, Skip. Jesus. Skip. Look at this picture of Skip. The fact that he swims in knee pads and his gear and everything is ridiculous. I love it. Ah, Chris Candido. Why did you have to go? Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. Wow, we're on the final couple of pages here, folks. We did it. All right. So this is called For Kids Only. So here we have Dallas Hart. Dallas Hart, ladies and gentlemen. This is for the kids. I don't know what Dallas Hart sounds like. So here we go. Oh, wait. Let's take a little break and read this. I've been looking at old PlayStation magazines from the UK, from the Internet Archive, and they are so lewd. Like in the back pages, it's nothing but mobile sex apps and sex hotlines. Damn, that's a different type of PlayStation. Okay, here we go. Hi, wrestling fans. Once again, this is Dallas Hart coming to you from the Wild Rose Country up here in Canada. Well, was that the hottest SummerSlam you've ever seen? What a way to end summer, eh? They put A. My column this month will deal with my opinions on each match that took place. Some of the wrestlers may not enjoy my criticism of their matches, but they can also take that up with me when I turn pro in about 10 years. I hope my mom doesn't read this part. She's always saying that she doesn't want anything to happen to my beautiful nose. 1-2-3 Kid versus Hakushi. These two guys are the best aerial wrestlers. My friends and I totally enjoyed watching them move around the ring the same way Forrest Gump played ping pong.
What? What kind of a fucking observation is that? Oh man, these guys move like Forrest Gump plays ping pong. Like, you think Jim Cornette would have said that and probably kept his stupid ass on, I don't know,
Alright. Alright, here we go. Like Forrest Gump playing ping pong. That makes no sense. I like the confidence that the kid had in himself. He kept dishing out his knowledge of martial arts against Hakushi, even though Hakushi is the one who is more experienced in this form of fighting. Why would you say that? But my brother Blade was rooting for Hakushi. I'll have to straighten him out later. Oh god, he's going to beat the shit out of him for a preference. You see, Blade prides himself on being a martial arts wannabe, and he thinks that Hakushi rules. It was a fast-paced match, and I was disappointed to see Hakushi win. Now, Hunter Hearst Helmsley versus Bob Holly. Is Helmsley for real? It was a big deal for the Helmsley dude, to get into the squared circle. When things eventually got going, I expected the match to be full of sparks and carbureted energy. Unfortunately, I was sucked into watching a guy who was more concerned about showing his girly man dancing moves than wrestling moves. I felt bad for Bob Holly, who didn't get to see the checkered flag raised. Smoking Guns versus Jacob and Eli Blue. My advice to the Brothers Blue, which is the same as I told my dad's TV character in Lonesome Dove.
shameless plug. Shameless plug here, Dallas. Which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Bret Hart on Lonesome Dove, do yourself a Google search, because it is the funniest shit ever. It is epically funny. I love it. I love Lonesome Dove Bret Hart.
Here we go. My advice to my dad is the advice I gave to my dad's TV character, Lonesome Dove, is to go back to the mountain where you belong. These guys certainly looked blue when they lost and should learn how to wrestle, not brawl.
Such ego for this kid. My family's the Hart family.
Alundra Blaze versus Bertha Faye. Alundra Babe-Rama against none other than Bertha Faye, Birth of Buffets.
What the fuck, kid? Birth of Buffets
was an uneven match as far as I can tell. Bertha reminded me of Ghostbusters, my favorite movie of the mid-'80s. She looked like Stay Puft. Oh, you're a dick. She looked like Stay Puft, the marshmallow man that caused havoc in New York City. Except this time, the havoc happened in Pittsburgh. I can't believe that Harvey Whippleman is actually in love with her. He should get his Coke bottle glasses checked. Sorry, Bertha, but Alundra is still the champ in my 2020 eyes.
Get fucked, Dallas.
Like, honestly.
Thick is the right way. I'm just saying. I'm a lover.
Barry Horowitz versus Skip of the Body Donuses. This match was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing when Barry beat Skip and Sonny became hysterical. I was for Barry the whole time, and I was really happy that he won. He totally gave us all and put Skip on the slip. Undertaker versus Kama. This match gave me the chills because none of us really knows where the Undertaker gets his power. At first I thought the Taker was going to lose in the match when Kama threw him in the casket. I thought he was a goner. But then Taker gathered his unknown forces and creatures of the night to give him the strength. I breathed a sigh of relief when this happened and knew that he had it in the bag. Bret Hart versus Isaac Yankem DDS. The match we've all been waiting for. Let's see. We've been waiting for. I was a little concerned when Isaac Yankem, dumb, stupid, came out. His size on TV made him look as if he was 10 feet tall. Not that my dad couldn't take him, but I was a little worried. Size isn't everything. This guy has absolutely no athletic ability. He reminds me of Igor from Frankenstein. My dad executed his moves on him excellently. He didn't say that, I did. On him, and made Yankem's head spin. I had to admit that our family was on the edge of our seats during this one. My mom and sisters were in need of restraining jackets once they saw how Jerry Lawler and Yankem had tied my dad up to the ropes. My family friend Dorit, who's visiting us from Tel Aviv, Israel, was also unable to contain her anger. Blade and I calmed everyone down and reminded them of Dad's motto. I was frustrated that it ended with a DQ, but I know that Jerry Baller, Bawler, and Yankum will return boo-hoo-hooing very soon. You can run, but you cannot hide behind Yankum's coattails forever, Lawler. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Michaels has left the building with the IC belt. The heat was turned up in this one. These two guys made going up that ladder look different. It looked like a game of snakes and ladders. It was difficult to choose between these two because I like them both as wrestlers and friends, till one of them betrays my father. My opinion on the match is even. Besides, even if I didn't write nice things about the two of them, I'm sure they'll cram me the next time they see me. What the fuck? Oh, they'll cream me the next time they'll see me. And they know what I meant. Oh, and they know what I mean? What the hell is that? I'm sure these two will cream me the next time they see me, and they know what I mean. Diesel versus Mabel. Diesel definitely reduced King Mabel into court gesture right in the middle of the ring. No worries, no problem. Big Daddy Cool made Mabel look like a fool. Yep, I bet Mabel and Mo were singing those Pittsburgh Roadhouse blues as they cruised down the road. Oh, we got a good one here, folks. Because right after Dallas, we got Daddy Hart right here, okay?
It's time for Ask Brett. The Hitman answers his fans. Well, dear Brett, can you tell us about the first professional wrestling match you've ever had, tough guy? Signed, Frank Duggan, St. Paul, Minnesota. Dear Frank, well, Frank, my first professional wrestling match took place at Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. When I was 20 years old, I was summoned in as a replacement for somebody who had gotten hurt at the time. At the time, I was being trained by two Japanese wrestlers and my father. As it turns out, these same two Japanese wrestlers were going to be my opponents in a tag match. So I volunteered my services for this one situation, thinking that since my opponents were actually my coaches, they would actually take it easy on me. As the story goes, I was shocked when they stomped the living daylights out of me.
Now picture Brett reading every letter like this.
Dear Red Shoes. No, I'm kidding.
Dear Brett, how did you and your wife Julie meet? Signed, Beth Arnold, Des Moines, Iowa.
Dear Beth, I was wrestling in Regina, and Julie was in the back area. At the time, she was working as a rock concert security guard for a mutual friend of ours. Well, that night, she was working right next door to a wrestling arena, and she just happened to mosey on over, because you know I'm a cowboy, right? To mosey on over. Our mutual friend then matched us up together, and the rest is history. I'm happy to say that Julie and I celebrated our 13th wedding anniversary just a few months ago.
Aw, and they went on to celebrate a lot more and more. To a point.
Dear Brett, who is your favorite wrestler to watch and why? Signed, Leslie Kramer, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Dear Leslie, right now, I would have to say that my favorite wrestler to watch is the 1-2-3 Kid. Despite his size, he is a constant innovator who takes a lot of risks, and quite honestly, he reminds me a lot of myself when I first started. He is very reckless, just like I was. I was never worried about personal injury, and I took a lot of chances. I really have a lot of respect for him. Editor's note.
Each month, every letter is sent to Ask Brett and will go directly into a drawing. The winner of that drawing will not only be recognized in the magazine, but he or she will also receive an 8x10 autographed picture of the Hitman. This month's winner, Shannon Scott of Clinton, Ohio. Congratulations, Shannon!
One card, one club, one call.
Here's everything you want to know about in a travel club, including discounted air, resort, hotel, car rentals, travel merchandise, and exclusive access to your favorite World Wrestling Federation superstars and events. As a World Wrestling Federation Travel Club member, you will receive exclusive invitations to purchase main event travel packages, opportunities to join your favorite superstars on exciting cruises, resort vacations, and weekend getaways, and automatic travel discount saving as much as 50% of the time you plan. In fact, we're doing this so much it's illegal. The prices are damn near criminal. That's why the cops are driving by. Now, the World Wrestling Federation Travel Club, combining the best travel with World Wrestling Federation excitement in one card. One club, one call. For more information to activate your membership card or to call us today, 800-532-CLUB. World Wrestling Federation Travel Club, 1241 East Main Street, Stamford, Connecticut, 06902. Ooh, Scoop Sullivan! Artist Howard M. Colbert. Writer Vince Russo. Oh no. Squared Circle Superhero. This is what we will be reading. Here we go.
When we last left Scoop, he broke his tooth on a super Snickers bar and was en route, on his loyal bicycle, of course, to the dentist. Oh no. When I called 800 Dentist, they said that the guy was new. But you know me, I like to give a rookie a chance. G-minutely.
G-minutely? What the fuck does that mean? G-minutely. G-minutely.
Open up and say, "Ah, you little puke."
It's Isaac Yankum DDS. I'm getting out of here.
Need a little anesthesia to calm you down.
Where's Dr. Scholl? Well, he's a foot doctor, you jackass. When you need him. That's it? To be continued? So he's choking him, and then he put him... Oh, it's the boot. That's why. Need a little anesthesia to calm you down. He's got a stinky boot of the king. Jerry Lawler. Oh, where's Dr. Scholl when you need him? Cough. And then, to be fucking continued by Vince Shithead Russo. Okay. Jingle bells, jingle all this stuff. The best WWF holiday deal ever. All 3 videos for just $39.95. That is World Wrestling Federation Coliseum video releases, Off the Top Rope, Slamfest, and The Undertaker. He buries them alive. Also a free official Coliseum video t-shirt with every holiday 3-pack ordered while supplies last. All new WrestleMania arcade game, just $14.95. Oh shit. Beat your friends. Oh my god. Companion guide to the new acclaimed video game. Oh, it's the companion guide. Okay. Learn strategies, secret codes that will help you win every time. Not available in stores. Featuring all matches from the July 23rd WWF In Your House event. Only $39.95, plus a free mystery gift with every Lumberjacks ordered. That's right, folks, the 1995, the Lumberjacks are in your house, and nobody is safe. Including matches, Federation Championship, the WWF title of the champion Diesel versus Sid, and an Intercontinental title match, Shawn Michaels versus Double J Jeff Jarrett. To order by mail, use coupon to the left and send to A&H Video Sales, P.O. Box 1311, West Caldwell, New Jersey, 07007. Please do not send cash. Wow. Look at that, folks. Look at that. That is exciting. Oh, here we go. Final page. Available at newsstands everywhere November 28th. The World Wrestling Federation proudly presents the Superstars of the New Generation. Book 1. Yes, send me Superstars Book 1. Just $5.95 per copy. Plus $4.95 plus $1 shipping and handling. You can send a check enclosed, Visa, MasterCard, account number, expiration date, signature, quantity, daytime phone number, name, address, city, state, zip. Please add $3.95 per issue for multiple copies. Superstars Book 1 will be shipped out upon receipt of order. Mail in your orders to World Wrestling Federation, P.O. Box 6789, Stamford, Connecticut 069046789. No Bill Me orders accepted, 171. Available at newsstands everywhere, November 28th. Pick up your copy today. And that is it, folks. We have done it. We have finished this issue of the World Wrestling Federation magazine from November 1995. Some stuff was missing. I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Did anybody keep track of what was missing? I will be sure to skim through the pages on the next issue for next month or next week, whenever I feel like doing it, because that was a lot. And you know what? I'm more than happy to do it. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you for the subscription, Maggle. And
yeah, I mean, this is who are the guys in the background of the cover? These are the creatures of the night. One looks like okay in the distance. One looks like Mike Patton. There's one in the corner here that looks like Ron Jeremy. There's another dude who looks like either one of the Public Enemy or 911, and then the one in front looks like Zeb Coulter. So there you go. There's Zeb. There's 911, one of the Public Enemy. There's this guy. That's that's Mike Patton. And then there's this dude. So, but yes, we have done it, folks. We have made it through that issue. That is the first issue. I'm gonna try to read all of them. Honestly, it progresses more and more. But we did it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for this. Those of you who stopped in, I will be putting this up on YouTube. Thank you for the donations. Please look out for the next one. But yeah, it's been a long broadcast. I have not read that much in so long, but it was fun. I want to thank my friend, my lovely friend, for giving me these magazines as a gift, and I'm planning on using them properly. And yeah, so that's about it, guys. Yeah, absolutely, Blake. I'll head on over. But yes, thank you guys so much. I will see you next time. I'm working on building a Fire Prophet. It just takes fucking forever because that game requires you to do so. But until then, thank you so much. Have a safe and great day. Wash your hands, wash your face, wear your mask. Just don't go out unless you have to. And just always stay safe. Protect your loved ones. Protect yourself. I love you all very much. Thank you once again. This is Dino Winwood saying, OU818.